This shit more than a game.
Perfect.
You know, I think actually a lot of people think that I wasn't a fan of the New Orleans Saints draft. I mean, I wonder why. I only had a video that went mini viral crashing out about our most two important picks, if you want to call it that. But you actually be wrong. I'm actually not upset with the New Orleans Saints draft. Now, I'm never going to pretend to be an analyst. I'm never going to pretend to be an expert. I can't tell you on April 29th, 2025, what the 2025 New Orleans draft class is going to turn out to be. They might be great. They might be average. They might be horrible. Only time will tell. Even the most smartest of football experts cannot tell you how a draft class is going to turn out. I remember the 2017 legendary draft class we had. There were very few, far and beyond, A-plus grades we got from draft analysts about that draft. That draft class wound up being not only in Saints history, but NFL history, one of the greatest NFL draft classes of all time. Sadly, we didn't win the Super Bowl. Thanks a lot, Bill Vinovich. But it was definitely one of the greatest draft classes of all time. And even the Mel Kipers and Ty McShays of the world did not give us an A-plus for that draft. So I don't take draft grades seriously from experts. I certainly wouldn't expect people to take draft grades or draft analysis seriously from Jono Barnes. But from my videos that I posted on social media, you would think that I was not a fan of the draft, and that is not true. I actually think that this draft was necessary because, you see, think about it this way. If you ever bought a house, you're really excited about the possibilities of what can come with that brand new house, right? Oh, man, I might give me a brand new pool. I might give me a big screen TV. You think of all the amenities and luxuries you can have with a brand new house. You don't think about the plumbing that you need to do to get that pool. You don't think about the wiring you need to do to have that big screen TV, but you want the luxuries that come with having a house. But to have those luxuries, you need that plumbing. You need that wiring. That is what I think the 2025 draft class for the New Orleans Saints was. It's not a sexy pool of a draft. It's not a sexy big screen TV of a draft. Calvin Banks isn't somebody you're going to run out to and buy his jersey. But you know what it is? It is a draft that you say, you know what? We need these things so that in the future, we can get that big screen TV. We can get that pool, that hot tub. That is what the 2025 Saints draft is. We as fans been yearning, saying we got to rebuild. We got to rebuild. If you look at this draft class and the positions that we took, that was a rebuilding draft, guys. It's not going to be the sexiest of picks. We might not have anybody that's a rookie of the year candidate. No sexy skill player that you're going to be on the rush for to go buy his jersey or pay a lot of money to go see him live until he proves that he's worthy of it. But it is a draft that is necessary because you need all of the foundational structure of your house before you start buying those luxury items. And for that, I commend the Saints. Now, there are some other things, though, that I do not commend the Saints for. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jono Barnes Show, where this shit more than a stream.
This shit more than a game. We ain't play on no fields. We fans born kinda wild. Fire in our hearts revealed. Yeah, we shout and we cheer. Our passion loud and clear. Together we rise. This love, no compromise.
Shit more than a game. And y'all know how we have to start off each and every Jono Bones show. Leave this shit more than a game in the chat right now, because the Lord knows if y'all have watched my streams from the previous 3 days and my reaction to our draft picks, I can use some of that this shit more than the game energy. So leave this shit more than the game in the chat right now, and let's have one hell of a draft recap show. Man, I could really use some this shit more than the game energy from my guy Ziggy. Man, I hope that Ziggy, I'm ready to let me cue Ziggy up and let me bring my dog Ziggy on, because I know that Ziggy is going to bring that this shit more than the game energy. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Taysom Hill of the Jono Bones Show. Y'all know him as the co-host, the producer, the moderator, my best friend. Let's give it up for Ziggy the Beast. Oh, wait, what the hell? What the hell is? Did I hit the wrong button or something? What the hell are you doing on the show?
I'm just here to support and try to take the misery out the Saints Nation after that questionable draft.
Where's Ziggy at? What the hell is Ziggy? I asked for Ziggy. I didn't ask for you on the show. Oh my goodness. Oh, this has just been a hell of a week, boy. This has been a hell. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing?
I've been better. I've been better. I thought.
As always. It's all right. When you're dealing with the Saints, it's all right.
All right. Well, look, I guess if you're here, we can. You're coming in peace, right? You're not coming to troll. You're not coming to do any of that BS, right?
It's a new season, right?
All right. I just want to let you know that for the first time ever, we are streaming live, I believe, on Well, I hope we're on Instagram. I got myself going live on Instagram. So I just want you to be on your best behavior, okay? Live on Instagram. My Instagram audience is
I'm just here to tell my stuff, bro. I'm here to talk my shit.
All right. I'm just making sure. I think we're on Instagram. I see people watching from Instagram, so hopefully we stay on. Either way, Sean, we got to get into the big topic, and that is one Tyler Shough. And obviously, that was one of the most polarizing picks in the NFL draft, not just for the New Orleans Saints, but for the NFL universe. And everybody was sharing their reactions. My reaction certainly went. Let's just say that it made some headway, right? It made some headway. I'm sure you've seen it by now, Sean. I'm actually sure you've watched it like 1,000 times already because you thought it was extremely funny. I know, my misery is your enjoyment. But for everybody who might not have seen my raw reaction to the Tyler Shough pick, here is how I reacted when the New Orleans Saints took Tyler Shough with pick number 40 in the second round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Don't piss me off.
I see you.
Don't piss me off.
All right, with the 40th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
Shedeur Sanders,
Tyler Shough.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding. He's 26 years old. He's gonna be 26 years old. We got a 26-year-old rookie. Shedeur Sanders was right there. Shedeur Sanders was right there. That's Derek Carr's brother like Elma. This team ain't, I chill for a shitty-ass franchise, boy. I chill for 2 shitty-ass franchises on Airline Drive. Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough is the guy at pick 40. That's who is going to be in the Derek Carr replacement. It's Derek Carr Jr. That's who we took. Shedeur Sanders is right there. You can't tell me that this man is better than Shedeur Sanders. I don't give a damn if you don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to be a star. You cannot tell me that this man is better than Shedeur Sanders. The draft was about potential. You cannot tell me that this man has more potential than Shedeur Sanders. Bruh. They clapping in the damn war room. That stupid ass ownership group. But we got building as fans. Raise houses and taking places. The Tyler Shough. Because this franchise think they know what the hell they doing. I chill for a stupid franchise, bruh. I chill for a stupid ass franchise. Tyler Shough over Shedeur Sanders. I guess Shedeur Sanders was too damn swaggy for them, huh? Damn, bro! Damn it! Tyler Shough, bro. He's 25 years old. He's 25 years old. That's the guy who's going to be. That's who they said should be our future quarterback. That's the guy. That's the guy. Because not Shedeur Sanders, huh? Nah, not that guy. Nah, we're going to go with Tyler Shough. He's a little more of the New Orleans Saints and Mickey Loomis's bottle employee. Mom and pop shop ass organization. Done with this franchise, bro. Done with this franchise. Eesh. Not a good day at the office, huh? Now, look, before we get to, I've had time to sleep on it and marinate it. I do want to say something quickly, Sean, and then I'm going to get your analysis as well. I actually do value Sean's analysis. Obviously, whenever a video like that goes out, it reaches a lot further than my usual audience, right? People love a good car crash. People love a good car crash. So that opens the floodgates, essentially, to people who may not know who I am and what I do, but also people who do know what I do and only want to come in when they see a car crash. See, I do a lot of shows, a lot of videos, a lot of actual nuanced conversations and analysis, and it's funny how the numbers don't seem to align with people wanting to see that. Because you see, let me show y'all something. Here's a video I did about who should the Saints draft, right? A nuanced conversation we had. Look how many views that video got. 242 views, 0 comments. That's funny, right? Because, I see on social media all the time, fans always saying, I don't want to watch First Take on ESPN. I don't want to watch Undisputed. I don't want to watch any of those shows. I want to watch nuanced conversations and analytics and things like that. So when I actually try to do that, it's funny how the people don't seem to want to be in a rush to tune in for that. Now, granted, I'm not a big superstar. I'm not as big of a brand as some of these other people out there. So I get it. I understand. I'm not trying to make it seem like people should be rushing to Jono Barnes for analysis. I actually take pride in being very different from shows like that. I take pride in us being a sports entertainment show. We do have nuanced conversations sometimes where you actually read the disclaimer before every one of my streams, but we have it with entertainment as well. We have fun. We try to entertain people, bring laughs, bring joy, bring emotions, all of that good stuff. But here's another example. See, I actually did a show where I say, hey, let's talk about the quarterback dilemma. Should we trade up for Tyler Ward? Should we draft Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart? Ironically, we didn't get any 3 of those. We got Tyler Shough. And that one only had 427 views. Now, all that to say, let's see what happens when the Saints take Tyler Shough. And let's see when Jono Barnes does not do an analysis type of conversation. Let's see when Jono Barnes does not do a nuanced conversation. Let's see what happens when Jono Barnes goes on one of his infamous rants. Oh, would you look at that? Nearly 3,000 views, over 111 comments. Oh, how funny that works. How funny that works. It was so funny when people say, oh, man, you guys are clickbaiting. Oh, man, you guys are just trying to draw in and engage a crowd. Well, I wonder why, folks. I wonder why. I wonder what the audience actually tunes in to see. Everybody loves a good car crash. Nobody wants to watch the Jono Barnes show when I'm just going down the lane straight and narrow. But when I'm having a car crash type episode, everybody and their mama shows up. Everybody has an opinion about Jono Barnes. And I heard a lot of opinions over the past weekend. You would not believe how many people suddenly make burner accounts, and you got people who have dogs or anime cartoon characters as their profile photos that has an opinion about Jono Barnes. Some said I'm too emotional. Well, folks, I'm sorry if you haven't heard by now, but this shit more than a game. I don't just say that to sell merchandise. It is a lifestyle. You damn right I'm too emotional. I say it every goddamn day. This shit is more than a game. People say that I was faking it. I was faking it. I mean, if you're in the know, and if you know, you know. I don't fake shit like that. I do not fake any rant. I do not fake any emotion like that. I'm not that good of an actor. God bless you if you think that I am that good of an actor. If I was that good of an actor, I'll be on theater right now. I'll be at the Singer Theater right now for Hamilton. I am not that great of an actor. I do not fake anything. I have fun, but I do not fake anything. Every reaction, every rant that you guys have seen on the Jono Barnes show, it is all real deal Holyfield. I don't fake a goddamn thing. Speaking of fake, people were saying that I was a fake fan because I wasn't supporting the draft picks. And I hate this because I've said it a million times, y'all. I am not a gatekeeper of fandom. If you are a supporter of Tyler Shough in the 2025 Saints draft class, more power to you. I'm not going to come on your mentions or on your show or whatever you have and say, how dare you like that pick? Fan how the fuck you want a fan. But I damn sure don't need people coming to me and calling me a fake fan because I'm not just buying what the Saints are selling. I'm sorry, but for a team that has not made the playoffs 4 straight years, excuse me if I have a little bit of doubt. about the team right now. Fake fan. Do the Saints call my money fake for the past 23 years as a season ticket holder? No. I've told y'all this a million times. That money is the same color green to the folks on Airline Drive, whether you're positive and sunshine and rainbows or whether you're pessimistic and thunderstorm and rain clouds. As long as that money is the same color green, they don't give a damn what type of fan you are. So you don't need to do the bidding for the New Orleans Saints front office. You don't need to call out any fans. We don't gatekeep here on the Jono Barnes Show. If you're positive about it, God bless you. If you're negative about it, God bless you. I also have people sometimes say, because I am a quote-unquote Saints influencer, that I think that my opinion is more valuable than anybody else's. When the hell have I ever said that I have a more valuable opinion than anybody in the chat, anybody who follows me? I have never, ever, nor have I ever even tried to give out the impression that I feel like because I have built this amazing platform and I thank every single body who actually tunes in every single week to watch, I have never felt holier than thou or made it seem like I am more almighty than you guys because I have a big platform. And second of all, what the hell is a Saints influencer anyway? Because I don't call myself a Saints influencer. New Orleans Saints do not pay Jono Barnes. If I was a Saints influencer, they would be paying me. They won't be giving me alerts saying, hey, your season ticket money is due. The Saints would be paying me. So what in the hell is a Saints influencer anyway? I am Jono Barnes. I am not a Saints influencer. I am Mr. This shit more than the game. Please don't call me a Saints influencer or act like because I am a Saints influencer in your eyes that I think that I'm better than anybody else. No, I am a fan just like everybody else. I just happen to put myself out there on camera, and for some reason, a lot of people tune in. God bless what people can do. And finally, people say that, well, I'm just doing it for clicks. Breaking news, everybody. I am a content creator. Everything that I do at this point is for clicks. You go to a restaurant and call the chef and say, hey, man, you're just making this meal because you want people to eat it. You think? You think I don't want people to click on my shit? Hell yeah, I'm doing it for clicks. But it ain't fake. I'm doing it because it is what it is. It's my passion. It's my lifestyle. I don't say this shit more than the game to sell t-shirts, folks. So yes, you got me. I'm doing it for clicks. Hello, I'm a content creator. I'm trying to take my shit to the next level. I'm trying to blow up. Yes, I'm doing it for clicks. If that's some gotcha moment, oh, you're doing it for clicks, Jono. You think? You think? You think I'm just putting it out there so that, you know, it can make me feel better? Hell yeah, I'm doing it for clicks. How I feel about the title Shough pick is how Jono Barnes feels. How you feel is how you feel. I'm not going to criticize anybody for feeling the way they feel. But I damn sure don't want anybody criticizing me, calling me a fake fan, calling me an engagement clickbaiter, calling me too emotional, because you choose to come when the car is crashing. You want to slow down and watch the car crash to your left. But when that car and everybody's going straight and narrow, you don't tune in. So please do not come on my channel every time I do a rant, but your ass is nowhere to be found when we actually do nuanced conversations like we do tonight. If everybody in my chat to the right of me, I appreciate you all. I see the names right now. I'm not going to start calling out names because I know I'm forget people. But the ones who do show up every single week, those are the ones that I'm doing it for. Not the ones who only show up when it's a goddamn car crash. But that's all I got to say about that from a Jono Barnes selfish point of view. Now, Sean, with that out of the way, let's actually talk about the Tyler Shough pick. Because I have had time to think about it. I have had time to marinate on it. And I'm going to be completely honest. I've noticed that on social media, at least, some Saints fans are starting to kind of come around to it and talk themselves into it. Good for them. That's usually how fanaticism works. You get mad for a little bit, you sleep on it, you say, shit, he's on my team. Let me find the positives about him. Okay, I've read up all the positive videos that I can find about Tyler Shough to try to talk myself into it. But I just can't do it, bro. Dude is 25 years old, dog. He's going to be 26 years old on the start of the season. I am trying my best, Sean, but for some reason, I cannot get hyped up for this guy to be my next franchise quarterback. And a lot of people think that it's because I'm like some Shedeur Sanders fan. I'm actually not. I don't think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be like this next great quarterback. Shedeur Sanders was just the symbol of my frustration of the process of the New Orleans Saints front office right now. Okay? Sorry, Sean, but look at Tyler Shough's stats, okay? Look at Tyler Shough's stats. Now look at Shedeur Sanders' stats. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm usually a guy who just goes by the eye test. I'm only a fan. You cannot tell me that this man right here, who only had one good season, if you want to be honest, he only had one good season, which was last season. He's played for 3 colleges. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's the NIL era. I get all that. You cannot tell me that this man has more potential than this man, who every year as a college quarterback player has put up amazing numbers. I am not going to be able to talk myself into that. Now, let me tell Saints fans one other thing. And this might make y'all feel better because I'm not afraid. One thing about Jono Barnes is I'm not afraid to be a hypocrite. I'm not afraid to be illogical. I'm not afraid to be wrong. I am a fan. This is not world politics. I do not care if I am wrong. You cannot gotcha me if Tyler Shough winds up being a great quarterback. I hope he is. I hope Nike contacts me one day and they want to do a video about how Tyler Shough made all the non-believers believers because he's playing that damn good. Oh, poor me. My quarterback wind up being great. Y'all got me there. I hope Nike takes that video one day and say, hey, we want to use that in the commercial to show how nobody believed in Tyler Shough. I'll be like, have the video for free, Nike. He's proved me the hell wrong. You know who else proved me the hell wrong, Sean? You know it because you're a childhood friend of mine, Drew Brees. Because when we signed Drew Brees, Sean Grace can tell y'all, Jono Barnes was not a fan of that pick. Now, granted, to be fair, I didn't know that Reggie Bush was going to be available with the number 2 pick in the 2006 NFL draft, okay? So I thought that our best available player at number 2 was going to be Matt Leinart or Vince Shough. So Sean can tell you how many times I called him because, you know, social media and text messages wasn't a thing then. And I was like, bro, this franchise ain't doing nothing right. Why the hell are we signing a quarterback coming off a shoulder injury when you got Matt Leinart or Vince Shough right there to rejuvenate the fan base? Boy, how in the hell wrong I was with that, right, Sean? How wrong was I about that? Do you think for any of the 16 years where Drew Brees made that take from Jono Barnes, one of the worst sports takes that I have ever had in history, I say, damn, man, I can't believe Drew Brees made me look bad. I don't give a shit about being wrong. I pray that Tyler Shough proves me the hell wrong. Prove me wrong, Tyler Shough. Prove me the hell wrong. But as of April 29, 2025, it is very, very hard for me, Sean, to be excited about a 25-year-old rookie quarterback. As a non-Saints fan, Sean, how do you feel about the Saints drafting Tyler Shough with the number 40 pick in the NFL draft?
I'm going to say this, bro. I hope y'all don't, further down the line, I hope y'all don't regret it. And it's not even just because y'all didn't take him at the 40th pick. Y'all had opportunities, if I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, even before the 5th round came around to even draft him to the organization. Me personally, I don't know what the thought process is because you got Spencer Rattler. We already know Derek Carr is on his way out. All right. But we seen what Spencer Rattler did. Granted, a ton of injuries. So I'm not going to hold that against him. Offensive line was banged up. I'm the type of person, if you got the whole personnel there, everybody's healthy, let me see if you can win some games when everybody's healthy. And let's see if you can be that type of quarterback that people proclaim you to be when all the pieces, but also see if you can fight adversity. We seen that Steven Rattler couldn't do that. We got a super chat by
all right, we're going to get to
that
that in a little bit, but go on, keep it up.
Okay. All right. But I would say this. Shedeur Sanders is one of those quarterbacks to me I thought would have been a culture changer, not just for the Saints, but for the city. You know how many times he would have threw a touchdown? I can see it now in the dome with their wrists up, doing this, while the chopper style. Yep, point to the doing that. But he's a quarterback, bro. Regardless of how you can't be mad of how he spoke. He spoke with confidence. He spoke with facts. He's telling you, don't draft me if you're not willing to change the franchise. That's what I'm coming here to do. Why wouldn't you want that type of confidence and that type of player to come directly in and be like, man, I'm ready to get to work? I mean, yeah, look at those stats, bro. And I watch a couple of his games. Now, granted, Jono, like Mel Kiper Jr. said, and I do agree with him, the NFL has done a horrible job at examining and analyzing quarterbacks. Like, of course, some people said Peyton Manning wasn't going to be as good. I mean, his rookie year, he threw 20, 30 interceptions? How did his career turn out to be? Tom Brady, the GOAT, was damn near Mr. Irrelevant, pretty much. How did his
Brock
career
Purdy.
turn out?
The 49ers traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance in the same draft that they got Brock Purdy with the last pick. Brock Purdy is the one who brought them to the Super Bowl. Trey Lance is about to be on his 3rd team.
I just don't see what the thought process was with this pick. It's either something about him that fits Kellen Moore's system, where he's just like a game manager type of quarterback, because the rest of y'all draft picks, to me, I will definitely give y'all a B+, but we'll get to that.
We will get to the rest of the draft soon, yes.
But I just don't see the thought process. And I'm not saying this guy can't come in, and like you said, he might come in, and I'm talking about the first 5 games. It might be, oh Lord,
what were we thinking, right? What were we thinking? I get it.
What were we thinking? Like, man, this dude's doing good, and then there we go, that down slope. But I'm sorry, bro, because I even thought when y'all passed up on him at 9th, and then I seen Shedeur Sanders starting to fall. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually thought the Rams was gonna do something crazy and draft him. Los Angeles, his type of character, you know what I'm saying, the advertisement and stuff. But of course, we traded out the first round with Atlanta so they can.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, by the way.
You acting like I was in the draft room with him.
James Pierce is going to be a bust, and you damn sure better hope that this next guy that I'm about to bring on, let me say, I better hope that he keeps the same energy that he has for the past 2 seasons now, because Lord knows, I feel like I can actually use it right now. I know some people are critical of how he's always Mr. Optimistic, Mr. Glass Half Full, Mr. Toxic Positivity, some people even call him. But I've been waiting for this guy for a long time. I actually proactively tried to avoid having draft discussion with him after Thursday night, because I was like, I want Ziggy fresh for the show on Tuesday, and I want to hear what he has to say about the New Orleans Saints draft picks and see if he can talk Mr. This shit more than a game into Tyler Shough being our future franchise quarterback. So, ladies and gentlemen, for real this time, y'all know him as the Taysom Hill of the Jono Bones Show. He is the producer, he is the moderator, he is the co-host, and me and Sean can vouch for the fact that he is a damn good friend. Let's give it up for one and only Ziggy the Beast.
Yo,
Ziggy,
good,
none of that small talk, man. We getting straight to business here on this episode of the Jono Bones Show. We got over 400 people watching. Everybody wants to know what the people who are true to the Jono Bones Show. They want to know, like Bruce Saint says, no Ziggy slander. Now, by the way, Ziggy, I need you to get back on your man cave eventually, bro, because we got a great $20 super chat from Bruce Saint, and I have not had you been able to utilize your air horns for like the past 2 months now, man. When is your man cave going to be completed?
Don't you have air horns?
I mean, we can. They're not great air horns, but we can. Why not?
Look at that.
Wait, I will say, because I am on a brand new setup, that maybe these air horns aren't going to be as ghetto anymore as with the old laptop used to be.
Man,
thank you very much. And he says, here's something for the rage this weekend. I still don't like the Shough pick, but I'll give him a chance. It's all we got at this point. It's better than Carr's fake ass. This shit more than the game. Bruce saying we will actually get to Derek Carr's comments in a little bit. But Ziggy, I've been waiting for this because I haven't really asked you because I wanted to get this fresh for the show. When the Saints drafted Tyler Shough. And actually, hold on, Ziggy. Can me and you stunt right quick?
Okay.
Can me and you stunt right quick? Because, you know, we try telling people, right? Like, we don't be just saying that to, like, for a gimmick, everything. We literally be trying to tell people. Like, people think, yeah, we just doing it. As one of these little gimmicks that they're doing on the show or whatnot. They're just trying to make Ziggy have his own shirt in a little bit. No, we be literally trying to tell you guys, if you are true to the Jono Bones Show and you watch our 3-hour stream on Thursday. Sean, did you watch me and Ziggy for 3 hours last Thursday? Of course your ass then, because you ain't a true Jono Bones supporter. But we had the great Mincy from Barstool Sports on our show. And even though he gave me the heads up, I was still mad on Friday. But if you were actually watching the Jono Bones Show on Thursday, Mincy pretty much told y'all who was going to be the pick. Watch this clip from our Thursday draft reaction.
I know you want to do a large man thing. See, I'd heard all this stuff from my sources. I usually have really good sources with stuff.
You do.
And man, they say that the Saints are in love with Tyler Shough, the Louisville quarterback.
Oh God,
that's what my guy that I trust on everything Ole Miss and Saints he's usually right. He said the Saints love Tyler Shough, and that's who they're going to take. And I think that at 40th overall makes sense. And he's like a pro-style quarterback, but, dude, he's made of glass. He's 25. He only got through one college season. The dude is so old that he was Justin Herbert's backup his freshman year at Oregon.
Damn.
Played Oregon, Texas Tech, Louisville. He had a pretty good year at Louisville last year. But, man, I don't know. I got more questions than answers there if that's the route the Saints go. And I'll tell you one thing, Jono. You think the fan base is pissed about Kelvin Banks? They go with Tyler Shough as the quarterback with Rattler. People are going to be pissed then.
He tried telling us, Ziggy. He literally told us Thursday night that, hey, guys, the New Orleans Saints are taking Tyler Shough with the number 40 pick. So that's to everybody who says all these things about Jono Barnes. If your ass actually tunes in regularly, we drop y'all gems like that. See, I don't stunt, Ziggy. I don't stunt about all the connections I have. I built up a pretty damn good platform, y'all, that I hear things a few times. I actually have people on the show that kind of drop some gems for y'all. And I do that to reward the loyal people who watch my show. But it's not all fun and games always on the Jono Barnes show. We actually give y'all some good intel. We hear things. Ziggy tries to be all modest about it. I kind of allude to it a little bit more. Ziggy just tries to say, I don't want to, get into that reporting feel. But we try to be telling y'all, like, we hear things. And Mincy literally came on the show. He told me about this. He told me about the Tyler Shough potential of him being our pick earlier that morning after I did his show. And I said, I'm not going to even say that because, I'm not a reporter. I'm a content creator. I'm not trying to be the next Adam Schefter. But then when Mincy came on the show and literally told all the Saints fans, hey, be ready. This guy is who they love. All I'm saying is if you watch the Jono Barnes show, you might get some good intel every now and then. He tried telling us Ziggy, and I was still pissed off on Friday. Ziggy, how do you feel about the Tyler Shough pick?
All right. Honestly, I was disappointed that we did not get Shedeur Sanders. I'll come out and admit that, because who doesn't want to have a chance at someone like Shedeur Sanders on the team? I mean, his wide receiver won the Heisman Trophy, so why wouldn't you want the quarterback that was throwing to him on your team? That's just my kind of logic behind that, right? But at the same time, I am willing, and I'm being honest, I am willing to give Kellen Moore the trust of the next 2 seasons. This is what we talked about, right? We're going to give Kellen Moore time to develop the team. We're going to give him the room for adjustment. Would you say this is an adjustment year for the Saints, right? We beat that lineup, and did not say on that same stream, Jono. I said that I was cool with the offensive lineman because I said Eric McCoy would love the help.
You did,
and that's what we got.
Okay, no.
Man, we got to win on the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry, on our draft show. I'm sorry. On our draft show, we said the same thing when we were reacting to the picks. But that's the thing, man. I think we're literally starting our foundation and we're building up. So line of scrimmage, and then from there you start building up around that. So
that's very fair.
I mean, I don't really have an issue with our first draft pick. Now, in terms of Tyler Shough, it's
actually Shough because Mincy on a video says Shough. That's how much people didn't know who the hell Tyler Shough was. That actually pisses me off more about Tyler Shough. Shough? Why you spell it Shough then if it's Shough? But hey, you can actually. We'll be able to have some fun with the name like Shuck and Jive. You got to shuck the crawfish out if he's actually popular. We can have fun with the last name, I guess. All right, hold on. We got another super chat. So let's play the bootleg air horns. We have a super chat from my guy Easy E who says, say bruh, Sun 26 in star. Easy, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I don't know what you're alluding to. So please let me know.
He's saying that.
Oh, yeah, all right. He's talking in slang. I'm sorry, I got to put my slang hat on sometimes. I'm trying to be professional tonight, all right? Yeah, he like, say, brother, man, the dog 26 years old, what the hell? In the story. I agree with you on that. He's actually technically 25, y'all, but he will be 26 by the time the season starts. Thank you, Easy E. We appreciate that. Ziggy, I will say this, and to you too as well, Sean. Again, we've had time to marinate it. I think Ziggy brings up a fair point, Sean. This is Kellen Moore's guy. I, on myself, have gone on the record and saying, look, I'm always willing to give a clean slate. I'm willing to give Kellen Moore time to implement his vision, and I'm going to do that. I've read up on Tyler Shough. Here are some of the things that, are good about Tyler Shough. Here are some of the things that are not so good about Tyler Shough. I'll let people read this while we conversate a little bit more. But It for me, Ziggy, and again, it's not I'm a Shedeur Sanders stan type of thing because I'm not. I mean, we'll talk about Shedeur Sanders in a little bit because it's like, damn, he fell to the 5th round.
Okay.
Like, is it collusion? Is there something that we as fans just don't see that NFL scouts and coaches and executives saw during the draft process that made every team pass on him? I mean, the team that took him to Cleveland Browns, they took a quarterback in the 3rd round, so even they put another quarterback technically ahead of him. But I mean, it's Tyler Shough, you know. And look, not the 3 of us are going to act like we know more than the draft scouts, right? I even made a skit before draft day, you know, where I kind of made fun of how fans are doing the draft and acting like we know more than people who like dedicate their lives, who are in the war rooms for these teams. But I will say, Ziggy and Sean, I mean, he is 6'5". It's nice to have a tall quarterback for once. He has great arm strength. There's things that you can like about him. That's all I'm saying. If you guys see this graphic on a screen right now, there are things that you can actually like about Tyler Shough. So I will say this, and I'm going to ask both of you guys. Do y'all think that Tyler Shough is actually going to be the Saints quarterback in 5 years? Sean, I'll start with you. Do you think Tyler Shough is actually going to be our quarterback in 5 years?
I'll say as of right now, yes. Like I said, quarterbacks, you gotta give them at least a year or two, bro. You know, all quarterbacks coming in from the draft has their own weaknesses and strengths. It's all about how the offensive coordinator or the Saints organization and the offense, Kellen Moore, can present his strengths and try their best to hide his weaknesses, which is that's going to be tough going towards the playoffs if they make it to the playoffs.
Sean, you know what his weakness is? I'm reading that. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Derek Carr. what does this organization have with Derek Carr?
What I'm saying,
that's a good point, Jono. I'm not even gonna lie.
That is a good point, but at the same time, bro, like I said, you have to cater. See, they want these rookies to pick up automatically. You hear it, like if you really watch the games, they always saying throughout the season, oh, he was a rookie, everything was going too fast for him. Like Sean Payton did with Bo Nix. You scheme back the offensive schemes, dumb it down a little bit so that the quarterback can play a little fast. Then once he's catching up, then you can implement more to the offensive game plan. That's the thing. Like they just like, oh, all right, this is the playbook. Go learn it. Yeah, you got to do this X, Y, and Z. Yes, you're a quarterback, Jono. I get it. In the NFL, you got to learn. But this is a rookie going against people that's veterans. They've seen everything in the book. So you have to at least help your rookie quarterback to try to limit as much of the weaknesses as he has to display his strengths. That's on the offensive coordinator and the head coach. But in the 5 years, Jono, I could see it, but it all depends on his first 2 years. So that question is he
going to start though? Because I think
I feel look, Nick Underhill said that he's the guy right now. It's probably going to be
he's a second round pick.
He's going to be promoted as a camp battle between Spencer Rattler and Shough. But I mean, Shough is Kellen Moore's guy, like Sean said. Kellen Moore didn't draft Spencer Rattler. Yeah. Kellen Moore has no loyalty to Spencer Rattler. Shough is Moore's guy. Shough will have to have a horrible training camp for him not to get the job over Spencer Rattler. Which if he does, then I'm gonna be even more pissed. I'm like, what the hell did we take him at number 40 for? And if y'all don't think he's ready, I mean, y'all using the talking point of him being old as positive that hey, he's gonna come in a little bit more mature and ready than other young quarterbacks. I have a good comment from Coach Mack, good friend of the show. Happy birthday, by the way, to Coach Mack. He says, hell no, Shough isn't gonna be quarterback in 5 years. Arch Manning will. Sean and Ziggy, y'all know I have a very illogical dream of Arch Manning being the first quarterback that we've taken in the first round since Archie Manning. We don't know if Arch Manning is coming out next year or 2027, whatever. Sean, it makes me wonder, like, you know, the Cardinals a few years ago took Josh Rosen, had a bad year, had the number 1 pick the next year, and they say, well, we know we took Josh Rosen, but shit, Kyler Murray's right there. Tough shit, Josh Rosen. I kind of hope the Saints take that same stance. Like, nothing against Shough. But if we have as bad of a year as I am going to be predicting that we're going to have, we have a top 2, top 3 pick, and I'm not an expert, but I've seen all the draft analysts say that the quarterback class next year is way better than this year's class. I'm sorry, but I have no damn loyalty to Tyler Shough. I'm like the Saints. If y'all see a great quarterback next year's draft, y'all better not be like, well, we took Tyler Shough, so we got to ignore these great quarterback prospects already. No, hell with that, Sean. They better take whoever the hell is the best quarterback available if we're in a position, and if Tyler Shough doesn't show that substantial growth that we are hoping for, at least.
Right. I agree.
Ziggy, what about you? Do you think Tyler Shough is going to be our quarterback in 5 years?
I don't know if we get an Arch, right? I say no.
I mean, and to all the fans who always come on my comments and always say, Jono, you don't even know if Archie Manning is going to be good. You don't even know if Archie Manning is declaring in 2026. You don't even know if Archie Manning and the Manning family is even going to want him in New Orleans, blah, blah, blah. I know y'all. God damn, y'all think I'm that stupid? I told y'all. I know that it's very illogical sometimes, the things I say. Let me embrace being a fan. God damn, this ain't no goddamn world politics. I will say this, Sean and Ziggy, maybe this video will sell y'all even more or a little bit more on Tyler Shough, because one analyst when it comes to NFL that I really value is Louis Riddick. Are you guys fans of Louis Riddick? He's a guy who could be a GM someday. He actually said this about Tyler Shough before we even drafted him, when the momentum started building in the insider circles that, hey, Tyler Shough might actually get drafted earlier than a lot of fans might expect. This is what, Louis Riddick said about Tyler Shough the Wednesday before the NFL draft.
I was told last night they like the quarterback out of Louisville.
Tyler Shough, look, I think
he's 25.
He's still a guy who will be a 2-contract quarterback. He'll play 10, 15 years in the NFL. All the medical checks that he has had, because that's the other thing that people worry about. Yeah. The injuries that he had, look, he broke his collarbone twice running the football, got hit right on it. Had someone roll on his ankle, fracture his lower leg. Those are things that can happen to any quarter. You can't prevent that. So he's not injury prone. But I will tell you this: what he is maybe the most most talented thrower in this draft. Is what he is. He can throw the football right alongside Milroe, Cam, Shedeur, Jackson, all of them. You just haven't heard about him. Yeah. And he's been tutored by Jeff and Brian Brom down there in Louisville. There aren't any better quarterback tutors in college football. Wherever he goes, just remember that name. Remember Tyler Shough's name. He is going to surprise the entire NFL in 2025.
He's got to spell his name differently, I think.
Yeah, S-H-O-U-G-H does not sound like Shough, does it?
Yeah.
No.
Our quarterback shucks. He's Louis Riddick of the Mothership joining us. Of course, the draft.
Props to Dan Patrick. I will be stealing that shucks sucks line if Tyler Shough is not a great player. But now I will say again, Louis Riddick is somebody who is an analyst that is one of my go-tos for who I respect. So when I saw that clip, Ziggy, I felt a little bit better. I was like, well, damn, if Louis Riddick is saying that, maybe Tyler Shough, maybe I can talk myself more into Tyler Shough. After hearing that, does that make y'all feel like a little bit? Well, no, I'm sure I know you're not a Saints fan, but if you are a Saints fan, do you feel a little bit better after seeing that clip?
I mean, I respect Louis Riddick. I mean, like I said, though, it's all about will Kellen Moore cater to what Tyler Shough does well. That's the key. But, I mean, it's just all about tailoring the offense to make the rookie as comfortable and bring him along throughout the season and just transferring that offense. But you also have to understand, too, I think this is, and look at it this way, Jono. He played, 4 or 5 years in college? Coach Mack said something in the comments where he said, well, Tyler has seen everything. Yeah, and then no, because we all know that college defenses is way different from NFL defenses, but just the knowledge and just the overall experience that he's had, he's played a ton of games to at least get to the point where when he comes to the NFL, he's definitely going to be as well prepared to go in there, step in and be the starter. And like I said, if the offensive coordinator, which I'm assuming Kellen Moore is going to call the plays, just tell the offense around him to make him comfortable until you feel that he's comfortable to elevate with more of the scheme that y'all want to run. Because we all know Kellen Moore is a run type first play action type of scheme. If you watch Philly, I don't think he's going to run the ball, but Tyler do look like he's athletic to do a lot of that read option stuff with Kamara. So I don't know, Jono. We gotta wait and see, bro. We have to wait and see.
After hearing that clip, does that sell you even more on Tyler Shough?
It does, and this goes into kind of my mindset for this for this upcoming season is kind of that wait and see mentality for the Saints. I want to see growth. I want to see promise. I know that's not things that, you know, someone like yourself who's a season ticket holder and some of the other guys in the audience or some people that are watching right now, you know, y'all want results, which is fair to ask of your team, but I'm willing to give them a year or two to know, show me some growth, show me some promise, show me some you know, promise for, you know, making this next playoff push, because it looks like the NFC South gonna be wide open again.
Yeah, we say that every
And I
year.
know you hate when I say that, because the Tampa Bay Bucks have kind of had a grip on the division because they've constantly won it, but they haven't won it by landslides. It still has been like up to multiple teams in the last 2 to 3 games, you know. And I think
And
that's going to be the difference.
the
You know, if we can
Falcons,
start winning those scenarios, that'll be the difference for the Saints. But
the Falcons and Panthers
but yeah,
fans feel very excited about their draft. So, you know, I mean, there's got to be a year at some point where, you know, I always say those tables, something about them, they're going to turn.
that's
So,
correct.
are the Falcons or Panthers going to be the team that finally dismantles the Bucks? We'll see. Ziggy, you say, you know, I'm looking for results as a season ticket holder. I'm not even necessarily right now looking for results. I want the second thing that you mentioned. I want hope. Right now, I mean, I'm sorry, Tyler Shough does not give me hope. I hope I'm wrong. Again,
That's
I was
fair.
wrong to tell about Drew Brees. Let this be a part 2, please. I hope I'm wrong, but it is hard for me to get into this Tyler Shough hype. I mean, because like every position you can draft or whatever, sign, but the most important position is the quarterback. And I'm sorry, I just don't have hope in him, and I hope I'm wrong. And I have seen though some Saints fans, you know, that's how fanaticism works. They are starting to get a little bit more.
We're starting to come around a little bit.
You know, the 5 stages of grief. They're in the acceptance stage that Tyler Shough is probably going to be our franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future. And one thing that helped Tyler Shough's case is yesterday on Instagram, he put out a very he put out a nice little
okay. I thought you were about to play the other video. I'm sorry.
Nah. What other videos? What you talking about? What you want? With Tyler Shough put out
about starting quarterback.
This caption of Tyler Shough put last day on Instagram. He said, "God's timing. If it was easy, everyone would do it. New Orleans, you will get everything out of me. I will die on that field for y'all." Who that? Damn.
Hey.
Talk about some this shit more than the game manager. That man said, "I will die on that field for y'all." Let me tell you something, Tyler Shough in New Orleans. We'll let you. Okay, we'll let you die on that field for us. All right.
Hey, not if Eric McCoy blocking for you.
True. Shout out to Eric McCoy. But of course, after that caption, you know, now even the most joke to the fans are like, "Oh, you know what? Hell yeah!" Now I think it's just mainly. I mean, I could be quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and fans are just so over Derek Carr that they're going to eventually talk themselves into whoever. They talked themselves into Spencer Rattler last year, right? Like the fans are going to talk themselves into whoever the guy is until that guy is literally the guy. Will Tyler Shough be that guy? We'll see. I like this caption. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like, you know, when you're a guy, Sean and Ziggy, and you screw up your relationship, you know, you mess up, maybe your girl caught you fraternalizing with other women, maybe you cheated or something like that, and you're like, damn, I gotta win them back over. So, you know, maybe you go buy maybe you gotta buy some flowers or candy or something, and you know, the girl's like, well, I'm still mad at you, but she gonna take it and say it's a start. For me, that caption, it's a start, Tyler Shough, okay? It's a start for Jono Bones. I'm like, all right, look, I'm not still completely sold on you, but it's a start. So I do like that caption, and it did win over some Saints fans, and we will see. I mean, because look, captions are one thing, but it's a win-loss business, it's a production business. I am old enough to remember, because there's a lot of revisionist history going on in the Who Dat Nation right now. I saw some people quoting this quote saying, he's done more to embrace the city than Derek Carr has ever done. And I'm like, you guys are full of shit, because I'm old enough to remember that Derek Carr was still pretty damn popular in New Orleans up until October 2023, okay? It was that October when we kind of fell off the wayside that the hate for Derek Carr began. But before that, we went 2-0 in 2023, just like we went 2-0 in 2024. Fans were making shirts for Derek Carr. He was on the NFL Mike segment. He told Rashid Shaheed to freaking run against the Titans to close out. Fans were freaking run shows. Like, so this revisionist history that the fans were never sold on Derek Carr is for the shit. It's for the shit. And now y'all saying, you know, again, I get it though. Everybody wants anybody but Derek Carr, so they're going to latch on to anybody. But I do know this, that no matter what caption he does or whatever he does on the community or whatnot, yes, we can embrace it like we did Jameis Winston, but it's a win-loss business. So ain't no caption, ain't no community service. God bless you. I'm glad when people do work in the community or whatnot. It's going to win me it's going to win you some points with me, but it's a win-loss business. And the Saints fans saying, you know, Tyler Shough, he embraces New Orleans. Let's see how you feel if he throws 5 picks in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season.
Lord.
I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. That's one thing I'm going to do on this show is keep it real.
That man said, what y'all going to do is he ready to die on the field if he throw 5 picks in 2 games?
They're going to say, we want you to die on the field. You better die on the field now. But, hey, enjoy. Tyler Shough, I'll give you this, though. You are better at PR than Derek Carr. So, hey, man, like I said, again, y'all, he's like, he gave me the flowers. It's a start. It's a start. You still got to win me
So,
over.
Jono, I have a quick question for you and the audience, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and then we'll get to our next segment, which is recapping the overall.
Yep, I just have one small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any saving grace for Derek Carr? Is this always a point of no return?
Done. You know what?
Okay.
Look. We'll save that. I know you can't be on the show too long tonight, but hopefully you're on the show
good, bro.
For the Derek. Actually, you know what? Let's get into that segment now. Let me see. I hope I think for sure I did it. Yeah. All right, we'll go to that before we get to our draft recap. Derek Carr finally spoke. Do y'all want to know what Derek Carr said? You can find out after a word from one of our sponsors. No matter what, we all know that this shit more than a game, and now you can wear it with pride. Visit www.jonobarnes.com or thisshitmorethanagame.com and buy your This Shit More Than a Game shirt now for the low price of $28.03. You can buy it in black and gold, purple and gold, white and blue, red and navy blue, all types of colors. We've got you covered here on the Jono Barnes Show. So visit www.jonobarnes.com or thisshitmorethanagame.com and buy your This Shit More Than a Game shirt now and let the world know, folks, this shit more than a game. And another way that you can support the show is by, of course, leaving a super chat, because every super chat we get, we turn right back and we invest into this beautiful show. I'm sure you guys, well, hopefully you notice, because I'm a stickler for things like this, being a content creator, is that my sound and my picture looks a lot better. That's because I'm able to upgrade my equipment thanks to people like you guys who leave super chats. Like in the past 2 weeks, Ziggy, where Brute Saint, my guy A. Now look, my guy A, Ziggy, you remember last Thursday was watching us all the way in the UK, I believe, at 4 a.m. He was watching me and you ramble about the NFL draft. That's some this shit more than the game energy. Then you got my dog Ziggy trying to tell Jono. He's trying to tell Jono. Slim Joan on. Who that for life, Chris? And I just wanted to give a thanks again to Mincy for one coming on our show and giving us that great scoop about Tyler Shough, but also just always being a friend and using his huge Boss Stew platform to promote the show. We already got super chats today from Bruce Saint and Easy E. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. This shit more than a thanks.
That Mincy clip was crazy though, bro. That Mincy clip was crazy.
He tried telling us, huh? Like he tried telling us.
He tried.
Derek Carr is also apparently trying to tell us, because he finally say, I'm not going to leave you fans in the dark anymore. This past weekend at church, of all places, Derek Carr spoke about his injury and his status with the 2025 New Orleans Saints. Here, guys, is what Derek Carr said at church this past weekend about his injury.
I have to say this. I hate that I have to say this, but I have to say this. Yes, I have a shoulder injury, despite what ESPN says, and what some lady on a podcast might think. Okay, I have an MRI report to prove it. The team knows about it. We've been in constant communication. There's nothing wrong. We're figuring it out, and we're going to go forward with that. Is that okay? And I've been dealing with this, and I've been dealing with people lying about me. I've been dealing with them saying this and that, and I'm like, Lord, why do I have to continue to deal with this nonsense? Like, what is going on? And I say that to preface with, you never know what someone's really going through. And so why do we continually try to attack people? And I would say attack people that are trying to do things maybe the right way. Why do we continually try? Why do we always have to have an opinion? Why do we always? Twitter and Instagram has ruined things for some people, because now all these people think that they have voices that have to be heard. And so, like, some people's voices don't need to be heard right now. I just got to be honest with you. Because not one of our opinions in here matters. Did you know that? The only opinion that matters is that text right there. It is the word of God. And everything must bow at that. And
Damn, take him to church, Derek. I don't know, y'all. It sounded like he was taking a shot at me, huh? He's saying, y'all don't need y'all Twitter voices and y'all social media voices.
I'm sure you was mixed in there.
If he even knows who I am. Here's the most important thing he also said, in the thing that I do want to say before we even get to the on the field discussion. He said that his wife actually had a miscarriage this past off season, so that's kind of why he hasn't been so out there. So, you know, football talk and everything aside, our prayers to Derek Carr and his family, because I cannot imagine, especially as a guy who's, you know, blessed to have a baby and I'm praying that everything goes well. I cannot imagine losing a kid to a miscarriage. So our prayers to Derek Carr and his family. Things are way more important than football, and we totally understand that. Our conversation that we're about to have is strictly from a football point of view. We do understand, like Derek Carr said, you never know what somebody's going through, and we have humanity here on this show and in this shit more than the game community. And I would think that even the most biggest Derek Carr hater is going to give his prayers and sympathy to Derek Carr and his family for that tragic loss that they had this offseason. Now, to the football point of view, Derek Carr also said in that clip, why me? Why is this happening to me? My answer to that is because, well, Derek, you are a $40 million guaranteed quarterback. You are the quarterback of one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. We are hearing through the grapevine, literally, that you are going to probably miss the 2025 season. So what do you mean, why me, as far as why people are speculating or coming up with conspiracy theories? Because you're not saying anything. You got to give us something. And my first reaction when Mickey Loomis and Derek Carr were being hush-hush about it was, okay, maybe because of the draft, they don't want to show their cards. I get it. You don't want to give your poker face out there. So you want to keep a poker face, so you don't want to let the teams know that, hey, we're really in a run for a quarterback in this draft, and you want to play it close to the vest. The draft is over. The draft is over. Saints, you guys are taking my $500 in about 2 weeks for season ticket holders. I damn sure would like to know what my $40 million quarterback injury diagnosis is. So to Derek Carr and to the Saints, yes, some transparency will be really nice right now. So what do you mean, why me, Derek Carr? Why me is because you are a $40 million quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Sean and Ziggy, how do y'all feel about that clip? Ziggy,
you want me to go, Sean?
Yeah.
I feel like Jono is. I feel like I'm agreeing with Jono a lot this episode, but I feel like he in some areas is validated to have that feeling because we should know what's going on. Like are you hurt? What's going on? And the silence is what they say deafening. Like you're not saying anything. You're not visible. You just disappear without a trace. You're starting quarterback. Imagine if Patrick Mahomes just disappeared without a trace.
Exactly.
With the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not comparing him to
Sean,
Lord have mercy. I'm just saying in general.
Okay, I get you.
I'm just giving a point of an example. Like let's just say any starting quarterback would have just disappeared of a successful team. That fan base will be wanting to know like what's going on. So it's just like it's almost like a courtesy, like you let your team and your fan base knows what's going on with their star players, especially someone that's guaranteed $40 million.
Before I get to you,
but yeah,
you got more, Ziggy?
No, I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
All right, before I get to you, Sean, we got another super chat from my guy, Easy E, and he says prayers to baby Jono that he's gonna be good. I appreciate that, baby Easy E. And he says prayers to the Carr family as well. Yes, again, absolutely. Prayers to the Carr family. Easy E, you are this shit more than the game. Certified. You gotta give me enough time with that horns, y'all. Okay, I'm not Ziggy. Okay, I never pretended to be a producer. Okay, Sean, how do you feel about that clip?
I mean, I guess, bro, I agree with y'all to a certain extent. We know these high-paying quarterbacks and players, bro. They don't really disclose everything to the public. I do agree with y'all. Like, y'all do need some type of clarity. But let's also give Derek Carr some props, though, on one thing. He did gut out some tough-ass injuries, right? I don't know if that was the first season. I think that was the first season he started for y'all. I know he hurt his shoulder. I forgot what game that was. But we all thought that he was out. We thought he was done, and he found some type of passion, some type of way to rehab or get his shoulder or something. It was a significant injury. We all said, oh, man, Derek Carr not coming back. Sure enough, he came back quick, like maybe a week later when everybody thought he was done, and he showed the resilience and the toughness to come back and show y'all that, hey, I'm going to ride this injury. You know, all football players going to be injured. But you are right. $40 million guaranteed. The fans, the organization, the team, your teammates, they deserve some type of clarity. They deserve, and especially if you're the leader
that's the
of
main
that
key.
football team, that's the main key. At least you got to keep them up to date. And for the public, yeah, you can manipulate the storylines and, oh, yeah, he got a knee injury, but it's really a shoulder injury. All teams does it. I mean, call me a liar if you want, but all teams does it. So, but within the organization, we need clarity. We need to know as the leader of this team, hey, what's going on, bro? How long? What are you doing to make an effort now? Granted, prayers to his family and to his wife for the miscarriage. You know, like you said, this shit is more than a football game. This shit is more than a game. This is real life, right? But at the same time, though, you're getting paid to do a job. And sometimes, you know, some people will show you sympathy, but then they're going to be like, all right, but this is also a business. So we got to have some type of clarity moving forward. So what we doing? How we going to move forward with this? But that's how I feel about that, though. I think he was just trying to – I think he had something on his chest, Jono, and I think he was taking shots at a lot of content creators out there with negative thought. But hey, this is the business that we chose to do. You got to take the good. You got to take the good with the bad. How Denzel said it. You take the crookeds with the straights. you gotta do it. So you either gonna take the criticism and go out there and prove them wrong, or sit your ass down.
As a content creator, that's fair because again, you know, my opening part of the show, I was going up on people who criticize my rants. But you know, I also know, hey, I put myself out there. I can't take all the love and not take the heat that comes with it too. So I get that. Absolutely. I know I'm not getting paid 40 million guaranteed. I wish I would. If I was getting paid 40 million guaranteed, motherfucker, you can have 40 million people tell me I suck. Okay. Look at my bank account. But well, we got a super chat. Excuse me. Again, from the great Bruce saying, let's get this shit more than the game air horns. Bruce saying, you the man. We appreciate. I know Ziggy this brand. Hey, Bruce saying, the reason why the air horns sound a lot better from my end is because I got this great new equipment now, and that's because of the great super chats. He says our opinions don't matter, even though we pay for tickets and merchandise, just so you can get paid to play a children's game. The middle finger. He said, I don't care what you Derek Carr. Children's game. You going? I don't know if he was saying that. Bruce saying, you know, it's like you joke about like him calling out, you know, people who voice their opinion on social media. I've been called a Derek Carr apologist a lot. Like I'm actually kind of very low end on like the people who bring Derek Carr heat who have audiences. So I don't know if he would even care about my critique because it ain't even in the top 50 of the things I've seen from Saints fans on social media. But I agree with y'all. I mean, again, I feel like you're the quarterback of a team. You gotta be.
Give us something.
You gotta be transparent, and it's just a unique situation because I actually agree with Sean as well, where Derek Carr is valid to crash out because Lord knows if I saw the things that some Saints fans have been saying to that man for the past 2 years and his family,
now that's overboard. I
would be like, fuck you motherfuckers too. Excuse the language, y'all, but that's exactly how it would be. Let somebody come at, you know, my mom or dad's social media. My dad ain't even got social media, but you know,
they be going after his wife.
Attacking y'all, yeah, to you know, let somebody come at my wife's social media to like because they mad at me. I'll be like, you know, I would go crazy. So I get that type of crash out. But still, as a quarterback of a franchise, you're getting paid some great money that you are set for life. Your kids are set for life. You know, I think in this end, you know, for the people who are actually realistic and for the people who are actually level-headed, that's the ones that Derek Carr should be focused on. You owe people like that an explanation. People are paying their hard-earned money to support you. I mean, granted, to support the New Orleans Saints, but you are the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. You are the star player. So you are the face of the franchise. So we ask for the level-headed people some transparency, because we already are jilted about the organization. We already are jilted about your play and how you come across sometimes. It doesn't help when you go into hiding about something like your football play, not about your personal life. God bless you and everything going on in your personal life. But from a football point of view, if I'm paying all this money for season tickets, I want to know what the hell is going on with my quarterback. This is like a stock. I don't invest in my stock and say, okay, the stock and the brokers, they don't got to tell me any updates about what's going on. No, I'm paying y'all money of my investment, my time, my energy, my money. I want to know what the hell is going on. I'm invested in you guys. Fans are invested in Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. So I believe that he owed them and the team, because even Mickey Loomis after the draft was still being hush hush and saying, I'm not going to talk about Derek Carr. And I'm like,
come on, man.
Like, I'm already very, very, very cold on ownership. So that's a good segue to our next.
So I have a good question though, Jono. So whenever people think about like these new players that we get, and especially the quarterbacks, ask yourself one question: what would Drew do? Would Drew Brees do this? Would Drew Brees be carrying on like this?
We tried telling him.
We tried to tell y'all when you was on this last play.
I didn't have my platform during those final years. I wish I did of Drew, because fans were like,
I wish so. I wish you did.
I would have clicked out. Y'all thought the rants I've been doing in the past. I would have clicked out hard on my fellow Saints fans who are saying it's time for Drew Brees to go. Well, look what life is without Drew Brees now. And the funny thing is, when me and Ziggy were just real, just having fun. It was a hobby, this streaming stuff. And Ziggy had like an audience of 7. And we said, we're going to do a live stream. And we literally live streamed one night, me, Ziggy, some of the fellas in our clique. And
I need to find
our audience was literally ourselves. We were talking out loud to ourselves. But shit, it was like, hey, we enjoy doing this. And look what I've turned it into, right? Me and Ziggy, and I actually probably could find a clip. We're talking about the ignorant Saints fans and saying, man, we can't wait till Drew Brees does retire.
I need to find that.
That's
gonna be my mission. By the end of this week,
that clip for y'all to show y'all that this ain't no game. Like me and Ziggy literally tried telling y'all, and even when we had an audience of 6, and the 6 was the people who was on the stream doing the talking, we were saying, man, Saints fans are crazy for wanting Drew Brees.
Look at this one, Jono.
To retire.
Oh wait, where'd it go? Archangel. Hey, shout out to Archangel.
No, shout out to no Archangel. He's been trolling me all week. Archangel.
He said we can have Kirk in the 3rd round of next year.
I will say that I am glad that you Falcons fans, I see some of y'all in the chat right now, as usual, y'all buying what the team is selling y'all. They keep serving y'all shit sandwiches, and y'all eat it and say, that's good peanut butter. I'm glad you guys are yet again excited about your team's outlook, because it's going to make it even more sweeter when once again, for the umpteenth time, the Falcons are going Falcon.
Going Falcon.
So, speaking of drafts, let's kind of recap what happened with the rest of our 2025 draft picks.
Okay.
Our first round pick was Kelvin Banks. Here is how I reacted as well to when the New Orleans Saints drafted Kelvin. Why you say, oh boy? Okay. Here was my raw reaction to the Kelvin Banks pick.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle, Texas.
Kelvin? Fucking being a fucking Saints fan. Being a goddamn Saints fan. Offensive lineman. Freaking, we knew it. We knew it was going to be some. Welcome to the. Tyler Warren was right there. Come on, man. Offensive lineman year after year after year after year after year. All right. I can be a fair person. That was probably a bit of an overreaction, guys. Okay. I to all the haters out there who only watch me when I rant, that was probably a bit of an overreaction. Like Ziggy said, I was the main one saying you gotta let Kelvin build his team. You gotta rebuild. You gotta make the non-sexy picks and build through the line. So I probably overreacted to that. I'm a fan. I give raw reactions sometimes. Tyler Warren was right there. Y'all know I was in love with Tyler Warren. No diddy. I was like, oh man, we can get the sexy player. I understand that sometimes you gotta make the unsexy pick sometimes. Now that I've had time to think about it, and I do think, I hope I hope Kelvin Banks is a good pick. I want Kelvin Banks to know if he ever somehow finds this channel or his family was searching Kelvin Banks and my video might have come up and they're like, damn, these Saints fans are ungrateful as hell. My man didn't even play it down for y'all yet and y'all reacting like that. My reaction, and to the Tyler Shough pick too, it wasn't necessarily an indictment on Kelvin Banks or Tyler Shough. It is just, and y'all know from our private conversations how low I am right now on the folks on Airline Drive. So that cloud over me just being so down on the ownership group right now is making these guys catch a stray bullet when I react the way I do. I mean, fun fact, since 2018, the New Orleans Saints have drafted offensive or defensive linemen in the first round since 2018. The one year that we did not draft offensive linemen in the first round, we went Chris Olave. Oh, but guess what? We actually traded up that year and still took an offensive lineman in the first round, being Trevor Penny. So my thought process is, but damn, we've been investing in offensive and defensive line since 2018 in the first round. Why in the hell are we so damn mediocre on offensive line and defensive line in 2025? We should be a top 5 offensive line and defensive line in 2025 if we've been making first round picks on linemen since 2018. But because of that, Kelvin Banks kind of took a stray to my raw reaction when we took an offensive lineman again. I think Kelvin Banks can be a good player. It's not a sexy pick, but I think he could be a good player. Hopefully he gives some more beef and strengthens that exterior of our O-line, make Eric McCoy's job a lot easier. I'm actually okay with that pick now that I've had time to kind of cool down from that pick.
Good job, Jono.
Now you see, yeah, I'm a reasonable
Look at
guy.
that, the growth.
Thank you. This growth more than the game.
Cool, pause.
How do you feel about the Saints drafting Kelvin Banks?
I think it was a great pick. I think so because, like I said, about the
did he really just say that? Say it again, Sean. One last time. Just say it again.
I think it was a great pick.
God is real, huh? Good Lord.
Hey, sweep it. The sweep more than the game.
I think it was a great pick.
This sweep more than the game. We all love the Kelvin Banks pick. We all love the Kelvin Banks pick.
If we're gonna do this sweep thing, you got to do it in a new part of your crib.
All right, that's okay. All right, you want me to show up the 98-inch TV when I do it? I got you. All right, I'm all about stunning now. I'm all about stunning. Go ahead now. Just stunning more than the game. Go ahead.
I think it's a great pick. Help me out with y'all left tackle now. What's his name?
No, Fuaga.
No, Fuaga. I'm sorry, Fuaga. I think that's an excellent. So you got him as your left tackle, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can put, I'm assuming Banks will be your right tackle, right?
That's what I was
thinking too.
So you'll have solidified 2 great tackles alongside with the good Eric McCoy. Shout out to him, of course, for being on the show. If y'all haven't watched that episode, go watch it, support it, run them numbers up. Anyway, but I think y'all did a great job to protect that rookie quarterback, Tyler Shough, or whatever his name is. At least keep him upright, help Eric McCoy. I think y'all did a great job with that first pick. I'm surprised because like me and everybody else, I'm thinking Saints at the number 9 pick, Shedeur Sanders, and boom. Like it was just like, yeah, we about to get Sanders, and you got Banks. Like I'm pretty sure that's how everybody like what the. But after looking at the overall draft and looking at the players that y'all did draft in the first, second, third, and fourth, or whatever rounds, that first round pick is not looking bad. It's actually looking great to solidify that run game. Because, like I said, Kellen Moore's system is really tailored to a run type offense first to set up the play action to open up the passing game. So it was a great pick, though.
I like
it was
that.
A great pick.
And Bruce Saint actually makes a good point. We did put Fuaga at left last year, but we can put him back to his natural college position at right. Keep Banks at left, and maybe that familiarity will bring excellence to the O-line. I like that comment, Bruce Saint. Now, Zigga, we know how you feel about the pick. You was on a live stream last Thursday, and you said that you thought it was a solid pick. You said, hey, Jono, you said you got to build through the lines. You said you got to build a strong foundation before you make the house. So let's get to the overall class, like Sean said, of the 2025 New Orleans Saints draft class. We took Kelvin Banks in the first round, left tackle. Our offensive tackle, we'll see. I've even heard some murmurs that we can put him at guard, which I would be like, why would you put him at? I mean, I get it, but come on, you don't draft no offensive guard in the first round. You better play him at tackle. Titus Shough, of course, the most popular pick. In the second round, we took Vernon Broughton. I hope I'm saying these guys' names right. I'm going to learn their names. If they ball out, then I'll definitely learn their names. So take that as motivation draft picks. In the third round, defensive tackle, we took Jonas Sanker at safety as well in the third round. We took who was my favorite pick, and I'm going to tell you guys why in a little bit. Danny Stutzman at linebacker from Oklahoma in round 4. In round 4, we also took Quincy Riley at cornerback. In the 6th round, now this is always a fun. We finally took one of them sexy skill players, and we know y'all know how I feel about running backs. I feel like you can always get them late in the rounds, and you still can find a star. We took Devin Neal at running back in round 6. We will see if he competes with Kendre Miller for that backup spot to Alvin Kamara. And we closed out the draft by taking Moliki or Moliki. I'm gonna learn y'all names, but y'all got a ball out for me to remember them. Moliki Matavo at tight end in the 7th round, and Fadal Diggs at defensive end in the 7th round. This was your 2025 New Orleans Saints draft class. Ziggy, I said it to start the show. It's not the sexiest draft class. You're not going to be in a rush right away to go buy any of these guys' jerseys. But sometimes you got to do the hard work before you buy all the luxury items of your house. Ziggy, how do you feel about the Saints 2025 draft class?
I'm kind of the B-, C+.
Oh, you're giving grades. You're giving grades. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like you said, I don't really know much about a lot of these guys, unfortunately, but the stuff I did see, like I said on the draft reaction stream, the stuff that I saw about Banks, he was one of the top in his position in the NCAA. So I mean, you get one of the top guys. So
he won Offensive Lineman of the Year, like you said on the draft recap episode.
Yeah, like he's not a bum.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it would actually be a bad thing if he didn't play to his potential. You know, with his accolades coming out of college. Now, I was looking at that linebacker. I'm glad you pointed that out, Jono. What was up with the linebacker that really stood out to you that made you think?
All right, this is where you guys are about to get top of the line analysis that you cannot find anywhere else. And I'm being so dead serious when I say this too. Like, this is not jokes. I truly feel this way. Ziggy, the reason why I like Danny Stutzman out of Oklahoma at linebacker in the 4th round is because, wrong one. Excuse me for that. Danny Stutzman, y'all, is a pick that I like for the New Orleans Saints. We need, guys, some of them country bumpkin white boys on the team. I am not joking, y'all. This is not a joke. I really believe this. Our team was severely lacking in crackers who only know football, Tennessee whiskey, and Morgan Wallen songs. Welcome to New Orleans. Cracker with the juice. Now, I'm calling the man Cracker with the juice because if you see one of his Instagram posts from 2 years ago, Danny Stutzman captioned and said, "I am like chameleon. I am that cracker with the juice." I said, I like this guy. And I truly believe that you need some of them country bumpkin white boys on your team to fill out a good football team. And we were severely lacking that. I'm even damn well say it. You need some of them Make America Great Again country boys on your team. I'm sorry, them boys know how to play football. I might not be aligned with their politics, but they know how to play football. I'm not saying that Danny Stutzman is one of those guys. He actually seems like more of those, white boys that hung out with black kids his whole life. So he like, yeah, what's up, y'all? He come to the city like, what's good with it, man? New Orleans, show your boys some love, all that good stuff. But the reason why, y'all, I like this pick is because he's a country bumpkin white boy, and you need some of them boys on your team to be a goddamn good football team. So I'm excited about that Danny Stutzman pick. And you can make that face, Ziggy, and maybe everybody in the chat is like, oh, that's just Jono being silly or Jono being stupid. You know who co-signed me? You know who co-signed me on that pick? Oh, nobody but the greatest Saints running back of all time, Alvin Kamara. He put expert analysis on Twitter. I got a co-sign from Alvin Kamara. So first of all, to all them damn trolls who was in my mentions all weekend on my YouTube comments calling me stupid, hey, you know what? I definitely think I take Alvin Kamara's cosign more than I take y'all lack of a cosign. But secondly, Alvin Kamara co-signed your boy. So if Alvin Kamara is co-signing me, I'm standing 10 toes down on that. I'm glad that we got us a country bumpkin white boy on the team. And I'm mad that because social media is going social media, people were taking that tweet from Alvin Kamara and saying, you got to bring race into it and not having fun with the goddamn thing that he was clearly having fun with. So he deleted it, but he hit me up and said, hey, man, that was a funny ass tweet. But you know how people are with my platform. I said, Alvin, you ain't even got to tell me nothing. Just come on my show. Just come on my show, Alvin. Please just come on my show. But shout out to Alvin Kamara because he co-signed me, Sean. He co-signed me, Ziggy. He said, you're goddamn right. He said, Jono Barnes, don't sell yourself short. You are an expert analysis. So, hey, I'm going to ride that all the way for the rest of the 2025 year. Sean, you can't make this up, huh?
No.
Ziggy was so damn shocked that he didn't even. He had to take a moment to let it breathe. So Ziggy, though, that is right. He is my favorite pick. I think we need some country bumpkin white boys on the team.
That's what's like.
This is not AI, y'all. This is not Photoshop. Alvin Kamara tweeted this. He said Jono Barnes is an expert analysis.
That man, and that also goes to show you those players. They, as much as they say they tune out the noise, they're not on Twitter. They are on these social media platforms.
Again, Ziggy, we're both modest. Like we've made some good connections and networks, and we've had some players. I've alluded to it. Michael Thomas just hit me up in the past privately. Like, I'm not gonna brag about it or boast about it. I mean, bro, I'm pretty sure maybe the reason Alvin started tweeting in the first place was because Michael Thomas actually liked the tweet. So maybe he shared it with some of his fellow teammates, and Kamara was like, I gotta show Jono some love with that. But you're right, Ziggy, they be watching. They be seeing.
They be watching, bro.
I mean, you don't have Eric McCoy on your show and his teammates not going to notice me on his page and say, okay, what is this Jono Barnes guy? What is he all about? So
yeah, what's up?
It's always, I mean, that's just one of those. You feel bad.
Maybe we might get Kelvin Banks on the show, man, because McCoy came on the show.
As long as he doesn't see that reaction video, then maybe. But it's always good to get validated.
That man gonna check you. That man gonna check you live.
Hey, one thing I will always do is as critical as I am, I will gladly have those guys come to my face, call me a dumbass or whatever. I'm like, hey, it's fair. I'm putting myself out there the way you put your stuff out there. I can take the heat. So. But I'm gonna always be true to how I feel, and I'm not gonna kiss ass just to kiss ass anything. I'm a raw, real guy, and I think Alvin. I think McCoy appreciated that last year. Obviously, Cam Jordan does because he keeps promising that he's gonna come on the show. If you stay true to yourself, you ain't never gotta fake anything.
Hey, facts. Y'all heard that,
right?
Nope.
I'm telling you, my dad always told me. He said the ones who stay true are the ones that ain't got to worry about the light shining their fakeness. Marinate on that. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Sean, you already said you thought it was a good class. Is there any other pick from the Saints 2025 draft class that that guy might be a stud for the Saints?
Yep, I got two of them. Besides Stutman, which I think that's going to be your replacement for Demario Davis after this upcoming season. I think that Devin Neal and I can't say his first name, but Sanker, the safety from Virginia. Those two names, I would say, watch out in a year or two. I think Sanker is, like I said, these players to me are probably going to be the replacement for Tyrann Mathieu. And Devin Neal, I've seen some of the Kansas games. Y'all got a steal, like the comment said. Y'all literally do have a steal in that draft. He actually plays and I don't watch. I'm not saying I watch a lot of Kansas football, but for the games that I do watch on Kansas, I have seen this player like this dude Neal play. Y'all really probably got another next Alvin Kamara on your hands if he's utilized the
Sean,
right way.
You're making it seem like we about to be a playoff team. How complimentary you've been of the Saints tonight.
It's the NFC South, so I wouldn't be shocked if y'all do. But what I'm saying is, like I said, I do watch. I'm not saying I watch a ton of Jayhawks games because Kansas, when they be playing Oklahoma and these high-powered, packed Big 12 teams, I watch a few of their games. But I watched a few of his games. He can literally be utilized as an Alvin Kamara. You just have to utilize him just in that way. But I think Kendra Miller is going to have something to say if he stays healthy. But in a year or two, I feel like Devin Neal is going to probably be somebody that the NFL is going to be like, he's going to be like that change of pace type of back. If Alvin Kamara is still with y'all, or y'all could turn it into a three-headed running team like monster. Who knows? But I like those two picks for sure.
And this is coming from a Rams fan. Ziggy, like he ain't in the Saints bubble. He ain't wearing Saints color glasses. I actually appreciate that. I'm glad that our other dumbass co-host ain't on the show because Lord knows what he would have been saying about our draft.
Lord.
Sean, I'm gonna give you about a minute and a half because I appreciate your kind words tonight. So I'm gonna actually give you a segment right now that you can talk about your Los Angeles Rams draft class. So let me and Ziggy know I mean, because look, I'll give y'all stupid old cheen ass franchise one thing. Y'all know how to draft. That's the reason why y'all have been contenders for these past few years while we falling off a cliff. Y'all know how to draft. So how do you feel about the Rams 2025 draft class?
I think I give us a B minus. I like what we did.
It's this Ferguson guy. Do you think he could be a stud? Okay.
Yes. But that's not the pick that I'm really worried about.
You like Chris Paul Jr., huh? Chris Paul's son, huh? Oh, wait, that ain't Chris Paul's son. My bad. Go ahead.
Chris Paul Jr. I like Chris Paul Jr. and I like Stewart and I like Tyler Hamilton. And I did say this before going into the draft.
Only thing he ain't name was a goddamn kicker.
But hold up. I did say this going into the draft, though. I did say this, though. I said that the most important thing we needed going into this draft was linebackers, and we needed to beef up more. Even though we had, Verse, we had Frisk, we had Byron Young. We got that. We still needed to beef up that defensive line. So I like the Tyler Hamilton pick for sure. And I like the Hunter pick as well. Even though we got Blake Corum and Kyle Williams, I think Hunter can be utilized as one of those. I'm not comparing him to Percy Harvin, but one of those Swiss Army knives. Like you can put him as a slot running back and just run him off of them jet sweeps, stuff like that. And I do like that. I can't say his name, Jono, but I do think that we have a good eye for wide receivers. Mumfield? I think he's going to be somebody to watch out for.
I was a little excited about him in the Saints draft, but he just named every player on the Rams draft. He said, "Oh, that guy gonna be well, who don't you like, Sean? Shit, you like everybody."
But
did you like the Falcons draft? I mean, they traded their 2026 first round pick to get another defensive end. Do you like they draft? You liking everybody?
No. I do like Chris Paul Jr. I think
no relation to Chris Paul.
I think he's gonna be that linebacker.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well, he's in the NFL.
We're going to see. What I like about the draft is it gives fans a chance to be hopeful again. Lord knows that I wasn't as hopeful as some other fans were, but that's the beauty of being a fan, man. You can fan
kind of like that.
However the hell you want a fan. So we will see. Ziggy, I have said it before. This is a very vital draft class for the New Orleans Saints because we saw when Sean Payne came in 2006, he came out guns a-blazing. We drafted Reggie Bush. We drafted Marcus Colston. We drafted Zach Strief. We drafted some foundational players for the team. We can only hope that Kellen Moore follows that same method and that some of these names that we see in 10 and 15 years, we were like, damn, that was a good draft class that set the Saints up for sustainable success down the line. I am cheering for all of these guys, even you, Tyler Shough. I pray you prove me wrong. I want to be wrong. I don't be negative, hoping to be right. I cheer to be wrong when I'm negative because I want my New Orleans Saints to be successful. Trust me, especially to one last time, all the trolls and all the people who want to comment on my videos when the algorithm pushes me out there because everybody loves a good car crash. I don't give a damn if I'm wrong. I don't give a damn about being right. All right. I don't care about, I want to be Mr. I told you so. I like being wrong when it comes to my Saints. Trust me, guys. Trust me. My channel will be a lot more successful if the New Orleans Saints are successful. My channel will get a lot more subscribers. I will get a lot more viewers. I will get a lot more followers if the Saints are actually worth a damn. I am the award recipient winner for the worst timing guy. I started doing content when the New Orleans Saints have gone on this goddamn 4-season playoff drought. I want my Saints to be good. I want them to be good. I'm not negative for clickbait. I'm just Mr. This shit more than the game. And hopefully this draft class is this shit more than the game certified. Let us, let us hear from one time when Jono Bones actually was positive about the New Orleans Saints. And then we'll get to our final topic of the night, fellas. Hopefully y'all can stay on for this one. We got to talk about Shedeur Sanders and his fallout from the NFL draft and all of the conversations that came from that. So here's one time, though, before we get to that, when little Jono was actually very excited about what the New Orleans Saints did. They on that bullshit, bro. The Saints on that bullshit. The problem is they're going to stay on that bullshit until us fans make our voices heard. 4 straight years of no playoffs, and they want to run it back, and they expect us fans to accept that. Hell with that, man. I ain't going to no more games. No. We can make a bet right now. Bro, you ain't saying nothing. Brother, you ain't saying nothing. Hell with that team, man. Think because we die-hard fans, we're going to accept this bullshit year after year after Justin Reed to the... Ooh. Boy, you got me. You got me fucked up. What you talking about? What you talking about? When you think about it, NFC South ain't even all that good. NFC South really ain't all that good. The Falcons, Bucks, and Panthers, ooh, I'm scared of that. Bro, the Saints actually made some moves that we could easily win 10, 11 games this year and win NFC South. Man, I'm telling you, I think we actually got a shot to win NFC South this year. See, Ziggy, they don't remember that when I'm positive about the team, right? When I do a 180 on the team, nobody ever comments on those videos, but they want to come for the car crash. Tell me how that go. Tell me how that go. Y'all, I need y'all to tell me how this go too. Shedeur Sanders, who was once thought of as possibly the top quarterback in the 2025 NFL draft, fell all the way to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns, who actually took a quarterback in the 3rd round. So he wasn't even the Cleveland Browns' first quarterback choice. But we all saw the Shedeur Sanders fall out, and it caused a lot of conversations, not only in the sports world, but a way broader audience than that. So I definitely need to know what you guys think about that. First off, I want to know about this, though. It became downright cruel because not only was Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft, but he received a prank call from someone pretending to be Mickey Loomis in the 2nd round, saying that they were going to draft, they being the Saints, Shedeur Sanders. Here is the prank call that Shedeur Sanders received on Friday from somebody pretending to be Saints GM Mickey Loomis, saying that he was about to get drafted to the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, is this Shedeur? Hey, this is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
This ain't gonna be nothing to do.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, y'all. I thought the purpose of a prank was it was supposed to be funny. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. In a deeper level, I love YouTube, but I also kind of blame YouTube because YouTube kind of promotes this prank
culture
that these kids look up to. And, you know, they see these, some of the biggest influencers are these teenagers who post prank videos where they're essentially disturbing people, and they're getting paid for it. They're getting millions of followers. Like, if you want to get into the content game, young, impressionable kids are seeing these other kids do these stupid pranks and making a hell of a lot of money. You get these videos, search, YouTube content creator buys a house, and you'll see like these 16, 17-year-olds buying 2, 3-story houses off of YouTube money from their, in my opinion, stupid ass prank videos that ain't even funny. But this prank culture has gone wild. But I say the keyword being kids. Ziggy and Shough, this was not a kid. These are cottage adults. Yeah. The kid was 21 years old. And ironically, this is where it kind of gets kind of entertaining or fun for the Jono Barnes show. The kid was actually, and I use the word kid very loosely because that's what the media is running with, this word kid. Mind you, he is 21 years old. Was the son of Falcons defensive coordinator, Jeff Albrecht. The Atlanta Falcons actually put out a statement on Sunday, basically denouncing Jeff Albrecht's kid and saying that somehow he unintentionally came across Shedeur Sanders' phone number from Jeff Albrecht's files and made that prank call. The Falcons say that they will not stand for it, yada, yada, yada. Jeff Albrecht's kid, his name is Jackson. He actually put out a statement as well. He said, on Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, and it shows you how serious he is. He spelled Shedeur's name wrong. What I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed up that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. Now, it's funny how we're hearing all these noise about Shedeur Sanders' attitude and whatnot, but apparently he took the kid's call and said,
he accepted the call, yeah.
But I mean, that's funny, right? Because Lord knows if that was me, I would have said, fuck you to the kid when he called me. I would have been, there wouldn't have been no damn, a kid's going to be kids. He's 21 years old, y'all. He is 21 years old. Now, before we get to the actual serious nuance discussion of that, I put out a little funny tweet because when I saw the Falcons association with it, you know, Mr. Dish more than the game can't pass on a Falcons joke. So I tweeted, that was horrible. The Falcons should be docked the 2027 first round pick because they traded the 2026 first round pick. And isn't false impersonation a crime? The Falcons should be ordered to pay the Saints $1 million in salary cap for those kids pretending to be Mickey Loomis. Now I was just being silly, but of course y'all see the numbers: 88,000 views, 84 retweets, 51 comments, burner accounts, Falcons trolls, yada yada yada. Johnny, you stupid. You don't do, you know. I learned this weekend that, man, people really don't like Shedeur Sanders for some reason. I wonder why, y'all. I wonder why. Like, people are like thinking that I'm like the Shedeur Sanders stand, so they coming in, and it's the type of people that you would probably imagine. I ain't gonna even say it out loud. I ain't gonna say the quiet part out loud, but the type of people that you imagine, they were. You could throw rocks at Shedeur Sanders' feet, and they would come and say, "Oh, he deserves it because of this." I'm like, what the hell did Shedeur Sanders do to some of y'all that y'all hate this man so much? But that tweet was all fun and games. Now, trust me, I actually would be A-OK if the Falcons do somehow get punished for that. Because Ziggy, I'm old enough to remember the Saints lost a draft pick because our players didn't wear a mask after a COVID game in 2020 in the locker room, so they took away like our 5th round pick. So we could get suspended. We could lose something like that. I'm sorry. I do think the Falcons deserve some type of punishment, not just slap on the wrist, don't do it again. I don't give a damn what they said in their statement. Now, I feel bad for Jeff Albrecht, right? Like, it's not like he purposely left out the number and all that for his kid to do that. I mean, the kid, and again, I'm using the word kid very loosely because the media is using the word kid, and he's 21 years old. And now, and my beef also with the media or whatnot is, right away, there were people, media saying, "Ah, man, the kid made a horrible mistake, but by all accounts, he's a good kid." I'm like, can y'all at least let the kid, like, marinate in his misery and punishment for 24 hours before we go with the goddamn, "Oh, but he was really a nice guy. You got to forgive him. I wasn't doing anything that stupid at 21. I do stupid things to this day at 36 years old. Damn, I'm old. But to be that downright cruel to someone who already is probably going through a ton of emotions because he's falling down the draft stock, and to let the media say, "Oh, but you're just a 21-year-old kid." Man, get out of my face with that. How do y'all feel about that prank? I'm going to start with you, Sean.
I think it was embarrassing. I think it was stupid. I think that it just was, I don't know, bro. I think with social media, bro, like you said, Jono, in your rant, people want to come at you about certain things that you do for clickbaits and whatever. The key thing is content. We're content creators. We do anything. People literally would do anything, bro, to try to get some type of clickbait. That, on the other hand, was unacceptable. And for me, like you said, I think they need to get docked 2 draft picks. Because, number one, why do you have sensitive information like your iPad just willy-nilly open just like at your house? Oh, well, hey, I'm going to just leave this shit right here. This, all the contact numbers. If I was Shedeur Sanders, I'd be like, what the hell? I know the teams need to get in contact with me, but damn, you just leave that type of information out? I think that was, come on, bro. Like, we got to understand we're trying to do things to get our clicks up and views up. But come on, man, you didn't ruin that man. This man thinking, all right, I ain't get drafted the first time around in the first round. I'm about to be a 2nd round pick. No, you took a moment away from him. You know what it is, though, Jono? And I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. Johnny Manziel, we all remember who he was, right? Heisman Trophy winner. Give me the money. Where did he did all that, right? Now, he didn't had a lot of controversy coming out of college, Texas A&M, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Where did he wind up getting
First
drafted?
round. Like Cleveland Browns, ironically.
Said it
first
again,
round by the Cleveland Browns. They traded up to get him in the first round, by the way.
Now, Johnny Manziel. Now, like I said, just what we seen. He was cocky. He was confident. He had his promos. He was like, I'm that dude. He got drafted first. But Shedeur Sanders do it. He has his thing. He's confident. He's telling you how he gonna do his thing in NFL, and now it's don't. Like, really. But Johnny Manziel can do that type of stuff and get drafted first round. But Shedeur Sanders do it. And he's not cocky. I don't think he was cocky in any way. I think he was being his authentic self. I'm Shedeur Sanders, yes.
I'm Deion Sanders' son. Like, how can you not be cocky when you live with Deion Sanders your whole life? That's like my kid coming soon, not being this shit more than the game certified. I mean, he's probably going to take after some parts of his dad, right?
Right. But you cannot, that's not Deion. That's Deion Sanders' son, but he is Shedeur Sanders. He's paving his own way, bro. You can't knock him for his confidence and how he approached the game. He literally telling you, that's not being cocky or arrogant or nothing like that. He's telling you, you draft me, I'm going to come in there and change your franchise. Yes, college is different from NFL. And that's how he took the approach. I went to Jackson State. What did I do? Me and my dad, we changed the nation of that program. Now we got more of a spotlight on the HBCU football entirety. You feel me? He go to Colorado. Terrible offensive line for the first season. He damn near got killed. But he still threw for what, Jono? Almost 4,000 yards, I think. 3,000 his first year. 4,000 last season.
27 touchdowns.
Yeah.
First year, 37 touchdowns last
season. But look what he did for that program. Look at those stats. He has a higher touchdown to interception ratio. This man, you gave him an offensive line like you doing your Saints organization, like you're doing for Tyler Schultz. Just imagine what you can do with Shedeur Sanders if he have a full, blown out, well-organized offensive line. I feel like he was done wrong. I think this was intentionally to humble this young man. And you guess what? I don't give a damn if he starts today or tomorrow. I am a Shedeur Sanders fan. And when he plays, I hate to say this, I want my Rams to beat the Browns, but I'm going to still root for that man to win and show all the fucking people in the NFL, this is what y'all could have had. Now look at me. That's how I feel about it.
That's interesting. Maybe I'm too much of a bootlicker at this point. I feel like
not bootlicker.
Maybe there's something. I'm sorry, that's just facts. Maybe there's something that we didn't see in the film room or something that Shedeur Sanders did during the interviews that turned every team off, because every team technically passed on him, even the Browns. They took him eventually, but they passed on him 5 times before they finally said, "Okay, now we'll take you." So I'm like, there's got to be some validation with that. So I don't want to go quickly into it's a collusion and they're trying to humble him, because as you say, if you got the talent, they'll take a chance on you and they don't give a care about all that other stuff. Like Johnny Manziel, we'll take a chance on you. We know that you got your skeletons in your closet or whatnot, but you're too damn talented. I thought, I'm a fan, I'm not an expert, that Shedeur was talented enough that some team was going to take him early and say, hey, we'll deal with the and that's what a lot of fans were telling me, the circus that comes with Shedeur. And I'm like, well, what circus are we talking about? And I learned this weekend just apparently how much a lot of these burner accounts who are afraid to show their face, trust me, do not like Shedeur Sanders, and I don't want to turn this into some deep philosophical conversation, but it was a lot of those burner accounts with the Declaration of Independence as their banner profile and "Make America Great Again" in their bio. And I'm not trying to turn this into a political conversation, I promise. But I'm like, man, because even if we want to go that route, Trump even tweeted on Friday or Saturday and say, you NFL teams better draft Shedeur Sanders. I'm like, well, why do a lot of these supporters, let's call them that, of this administration, hate that there's this confident black man who apparently really bothers them, man? I took some of the unwanted opinions because people saw my rant about Tyler Shough and thought, oh, I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan. Then they saw my tweet about how I thought it was true about that prank, and they were like, oh, he is just Shedeur Sanders fan. So I got unwanted people in my mentions saying how much Shedeur Sanders is a bad guy or whatever. And I'm like, man, what are y'all what did Shedeur? Did he sleep with y'all wives or something? So
Jono, I'm not to cut you off, bro, but I'm looking in the comments. They saying he's not a scheme fit. Number one, once again, if you watch any Kellen Moore systems, he is a run. Shedeur Sanders never had a running game. Let's be very frank. Never had an offensive line in college. Never had last season, his running backs combined for 500 yards. 500 yards, Jono.
It's all throwing.
Not even close to 1,000. 500 yards, and he still threw for damn near almost 5,000 yards, bro, with a shitty ass offensive line and no run game. The scheme fit missed me with that shit.
Okay, so stand 2 toes down.
Yes, you can. I understand scheme is part of the game, but once again, Shedeur Sanders is a pure pocket.
Yeah, Tom
passer.
Brady is a mentor,
He
huh?
can throw.
I see what Jetty Bear is saying too, because I got a lot of that, and I've seen a lot of that from people. Talent always overcomes everything, right? Right? Like we have a documented history of teams reaching like Michael Jordan in Space Jam for some quarterbacks who had no business being taken in the first and second round. The 49ers traded 3 first-round draft picks for Trey Lance out of nowhere. Thankfully, they got a great organization structure that they were able to bite that bullet, and they also took Brock Purdy in the 7th round. But we've seen way worse quarterbacks get taken higher and didn't have to worry about, the scheme fit or this or that or, his background.
Mitchell Trubisky, right? Mitchell Trubisky.
Johnny Bell's a Falcons fan. Deion is gold in Atlanta. So when I keep hearing the Deion circus, what Deion circus? Deion is going to be focused on Colorado. And if Deion does comment on Shedeur Sanders in press conferences about why this team ain't playing, who cares? Like, okay, Deion is one voice of a million. Right. Just like other fans are going to be commenting on Shedeur Sanders. I just felt like the Shedeur Sanders, from a fan point of view, I'm trying to get the NFL executives and scouts credit that they know more than we know about his long-term prognosis as an NFL quarterback. But from a fan standpoint, I have never seen so many fans united that this guy who is clearly a great prospect is suddenly just as bad prospect. And I'm like, are we the same fans who have watched Trey Lance and Josh Rosen and quarterbacks like that it might be Tyler Shough in 5 years. Remember, like Tyler Shough got taken over Shedeur Sanders? I hope I'm wrong because he's my quarterback now. But I just don't get where Shedeur Sanders became so damn polarizing to these fans. Ziggy, I'm sorry, we haven't given you a chance. What do you feel about the prank call and just about Shedeur Sanders' slide in general?
Y'all know I deal with my daytime job. I deal with a lot of sensitive data, and I'm kind of like Sean hit it right on the nail. Is the coach and the team needs to be held accountable, and the 21-year-old. You impersonated a team official and tried to like draft a player. Like, that's crazy. Like, can you impersonate a doctor and put in the order with a pharmacy and just say, "Oh no, I'm just kidding"? Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't do stuff like that. And what Sean said is key. And I mentioned that to Jono in our group chat, and I was like, and this is why people that work from home, this is an issue, because you don't know who's in the home with them. There's sensitive data that is on these iPads and on this data. That person is liable for that information, and it is you are responsible for putting that information up so that way it cannot be retrieved by other people that are in that house.
Can I interrupt
that coach
right quick?
Should be held liable.
Right quick, can I interrupt? And I can't believe I'm about to play devil's advocate for a Falcons coach, but don't you, as a father, shouldn't you have trust that, okay, if I do leave my iPad open for 30 minutes while I do some other business, I should be able to have trust in my kid that he's not going to do something stupid like that. I know y'all fathers, y'all know my father.
Responsible for
obviously y'all know my father. He has sensitive information that I would think that he can trust me to go. I'm not gonna go on his computer and say, "Hey, y'all, look at all like there's a trust factor." So I'm kind of what I'm saying is I'm actually kind of empathetic to Jeff Albrecht, like for his son did a dumbass thing, and like Jeff Albrecht shouldn't be worried about if his 21-year-old son, 21, not a kid, not no college freshman, damn near about to be an adult in the working force world. I should have trust that my son is not going to do something stupid like that. Now, granted, as a Saints fan, I do want the Falcons to get in trouble, but I do empathize with Jeff Albrecht. Like, come on, son. Like, I can't trust you. Like, you're my son.
Well, let me ask you this. Jono, on some real stuff. Like, first, this is not going to be long, Ziggy. What I'm saying is, though, bro, that's just like if you work, like, all right, for your job, if there's sensitive information, right, that's only supposed to be between you, the president, and vice president. Nobody else is supposed to know this information. But what if you have somebody, like you said, let's just say your son is 18, 20 years old, about to go into the working world, and he needs something that's just going to stick, or if he's into something that's going to be like, man, if I can get this news out here, my dad has information about this, and if I put that out there as an anonymous person, it's like, bro, you have a responsibility to keep that stuff on the tuck. First of all, why is the iPad at the home anyway? Like, I understand you got to bring work to home or whatever like that, but that type of information needs to be either put up somewhere. I don't care if my son, you should trust your son or your family. It's too better to have that just laying out for any and anybody. You just don't know what everybody's going to do. And you said it, Jono. Anybody nowadays, content creators, are going to do whatever it takes, and don't matter what consequences follow, to make sure they get clickbaits, to get them views up. And what you said, YouTubers buying 2-3 story houses, $1 million jewelry. Dog, as an NFL defensive coordinator or whatever, you have a personal responsibility to make sure that sensitive matter information does not get out, especially somebody's phone number, dog. Like, it's bad enough this man is getting scrutinized by the media. He doesn't need people with access to his damn phone doing stupid shit like we just seen. If that iPad was put up somewhere, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this situation right now. That's just me.
Oh yeah, dude.
I hear you, and I'm
responsible for it.
I think Jeff Albrecht is definitely going to learn that lesson now. I just feel like, Lord knows when my son is 21 years old, if I do have sensitive information, I would hope that I have enough trust in my son that he's not going to do something stupid as take my iPad and say, and maybe Jeff Albrecht's iPad was live. Maybe the son just knows what the password is, like things like it's things that we can criticize in hindsight, but it's like things that you can relax with as family. I trust y'all. Like, say y'all might just happen to know my password. What if my password was this shit more than a game? It's not, thankfully, but I'm just making an example. I would trust y'all. Like, even if y'all knew my password, that Sean and Ziggy ain't gonna do nothing stupid. Like, go through my text and say, "Oh, look, y'all, look what Eric McCoy told Jono about his injury or anything like that." I feel like you gotta have a trust with your family. I call it y'all family. We're family at least. So I'm empathetic to Jeff Albrecht. But I hear what you and Ziggy are saying, Sean and Ziggy. Go ahead, finish your thoughts about Shedeur Sanders' prank and about him falling in the draft.
Yeah, that's just one of the things. Just at the end of the day, he was entrusted with that information from the organization. You responsible for it. If you have a weapon in the case at the house and you leave it unlocked and then you go to check it and it's gone,
that's true.
Who you responsible?
You're right. I give you that.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
example.
But other than that, Shedeur Sanders, I think he's just going to use it as fuel to prove everyone wrong. I mean, the jury's out. I think. Do y'all think he's going to start?
I don't. I mean, the Browns took a quarterback before Shedeur, so I was happy he finally got drafted. But I was like, damn, that's not a great situation to go to Cleveland. You still got Watson, you got Flacco. Right. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, I mean, he got Flacco. He should be able to pick their brains.
Shedeur Sanders will have to do something very spectacular in the offseason, training camp, and whatever preseason game in order to start. Like you said, Deshaun Watson, to me, I think that's probably one of the biggest heists of NFL history.
Hey, remember the Saints were trying to take him. I'm glad that didn't work out for us.
Right. He's pretty, and I'm not giving up on Deshaun Watson. I'm just saying the circumstances that he's under, he's pretty much done in Cleveland. I don't see him starting. Joe Flacco, what's the third quarterback? Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett might wind up being a starter for Cleveland.
And you ain't even mentioned Dylan Gabriel, who they took in the third round. So they got 5 quarterbacks. A third round quarterback, and now Shedeur after the 5th round.
Right. I think Kenny Pickett will be the starter. Joe Flacco is more like the backup. And Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders will probably be fighting for that third quarterback spot, to be honest with you.
Man, fighting for a third string is crazy.
But I don't get that logic from the Browns. I mean, again, I was happy Shedeur got drafted, but if I'm Dylan Gabriel, I'm like, well, maybe, look, I get it. I imagine the Browns are like, look, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, and Joe Flacco are not long-term options for us. So really the future is you guys, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. But I'm still looking at it like, damn, like, okay, what do I fit in right now? Or what are we doing? Because there's only so many reps in practice, right?
Right.
And, okay, even if you get the scout team, that means somebody like Shedeur or Dylan's going to have to sit back and not even get any reps in practice. It's somebody's got to get cut or traded out that quarterback room. It's just way too many cooks in the kitchen right now in the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. I appreciate y'all intel though. Y'all make some good points, Ziggy. With the weapon thing, that's actually a good counterpoint to me saying, you can't get too mad at Jeff Albrecht. And either way, he's a Falcons coordinator.
I mean,
so
he's a
I want the Falcons to get punished, trust me. But that would be more of my sports fandom taking over and not my, I guess, humanity side taking over.
They get mad at Jameis Winston calling a run play on the 1 yard line, but they impersonating
I mean, then we ain't got like the Shedeur route. Every character flaw of him is being highlighted, as MI mentions his own platforms. And right. Shedeur took the kid's call and say, whatever, dude. I mean, we don't know what the conversation went like, but he at least took the call. So, I mean,
he probably took the call like, what the hell are you thinking?
That screams more about Shedeur Sanders' character than any of the other stuff that we heard all week about him being a part of the circus and cocky and all that, because he could have clicked out. He would have had valid reason to crash out. It's just very interesting to me how Shedeur Sanders became such a polarizing figure to fans. And of all the quarterbacks that we have seen fans talk themselves into, Shedeur Sanders is kind of where a lot of these fans drew the line in the sand. Shedeur Sanders, not some of these quarterbacks that we knew were going to be shit, but Shedeur Sanders is where a lot of these fans say we're drawing the line in the sand.
I want to see if I want to ask Sean a question. Sean, would you answer that call? We heard Jono's answer. Would you answer that call?
I would have answered the call, but I don't think he would have liked my response.
I ain't mad at it. He had every reason to click out.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, John. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to kind of like, because we got some Falcons fans in the comments kind of like feeling some type of way that we wanted to get them to punish. Talented Mr. Ripley, who I appreciate. He actually left us y'all a good call about a month ago. I haven't been doing voicemails, but he was just like real complimentary of what we do on the show, and I felt bad.
I appreciate you, bro.
I'm like, damn, I don't want to give a Falcons fan any love, but like sometimes I get comments, and there was actually somebody else. Oh, let me give him a shout out. He may not even be watching.
Thank you, bro.
Someone left me on Twitter. Straight Coolin', bro, is his name. Like a 4-minute message, just like singing my praises. So I do give too much attention to the trolls and whatnot, but to the fans who rock with me and like show me love and who do watch this show week in and week out and don't just click on the show when they say, oh, Jono's random, we got to see this and we got to criticize him or whatever. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, we do appreciate y'all for showing us love. But talented Mr. Ripley says, would y'all take Sanders in a trade? Well, not now because we got Tyler Shough. Like, I'm going to give Tyler Shough a fair slate, but if Shedeur Sanders ends up being as good as Lamar Jackson was, and Lord knows we skipped on Lamar Jackson, it's going to be yet again another indictment on Mickey Loomis and company. And I'm going to be pissed off because I feel like Mickey Loomis has the best job security in the world because Gail Benson is running a mom and pop shop organization. And that's where a lot of my disdainment right now for the Saints comes from. It's not the players and the coaches and all that. I'm just so low right now on our ownership group. So that's how I feel, Mr. Ripley. And you'll hear more about just my general feelings about the folks on Airline Drive with the Saints and Pelicans in these upcoming months. And one more thing. There was if y'all saw my rant on Friday when we took Shedeur, I did a live stream right after. I ended that rant. There was a guy named T-Per1, I believe, and he said, I hope Shedeur proves us wrong. And I was going so fast and so emotional that I kind of took it as him saying to me, I hope Shedeur proves you wrong. Like, I thought he was coming at me for ranting, but he was actually on my side. And I looked back on the video and I'm like, damn, I kind of used him as the face of me kind of going off on people who come at me for being negative. So T-Per1, if you are watching this, I do apologize. I made you take a straight bullet for something else I was feeling. And that was just me being Mr. This shit more than the game. I was a little emotional on Friday, as I'm sure a lot of fans saw. So that was great discussion, guys. Anything else y'all want to say about Shedeur before we close out?
I'm gonna just respond to Jetty Bay. He says, Ziggy, I know good and well you ain't trying to take a moral high ground when y'all cheated to win a Super Bowl. Not to mention y'all owners covering up for priests who there with kids. Boy, stop. Well, right, I mean, I know you're not gonna play too about let's not forget about Roddy White making fun of Katrina victims. Like, come on now, like come on, I'm just saying, like, let's not get into the back and forth.
Everybody can play the high and moral ground. Don't throw stones if you live.
I ain't forget about Roddy White now.
I have because of this tweet. Let me put up the tweet again. I had 51 mentions, 84 retweets. A lot was quoted. A lot of Falcons fans didn't get the joke of this tweet. So a lot of fans were mentioning, but your owner, helped out the pedophile priest and all that, as if that's like a gotcha to me. Yes. You know what, y'all? I am very much in agreement. It's fucked up with Gail Benson and the Saints organization PR there with the priest and helping out with the PR. Okay, y'all ain't gotta rub that in my face. I get it. That's not a gotcha moment for us. We can separate right from wrong. Okay. So I don't know what y'all want us to say whenever y'all bring up about the Priest scandal and Gail Benson using the Saints PR.
I mean, we
team
talking
to
about owners.
help
Let's
the
talk
church.
about the way Arthur Blank went on the field pre-celebrating at the Super Bowl and they
Oh,
ended up losing.
that's apples and oranges. That's a Super Bowl celebration.
I know.
That's a stretch, but actually, Arthur Blank actually seems to be a pretty cool guy. But all that to say, I mean, y'all ain't gotta. We're not trying to play the moral game with y'all. Y'all damn sure ain't gotta play the moral game with us. Yeah, especially the Bounty Gate. Like, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about Bounty Gate. I know a lot of other teams were doing similar programs like that. So if y'all panties are in the wide because we were paying money for the big hits, then get over it. Maybe y'all need to do that as Falcons fans. If y'all finally want a goddamn banner in that nice stadium y'all got, maybe y'all need to implement a bounty program. Because I'll tell you one thing, we Saints fans damn sure don't lose sleep over no damn Bounty Gate thinking about that 2009 season. Let me tell you another day. Shaw damn sure doesn't lose sleep about that 2019 no call with his 2 Super Bowl banners in his team stadium. So maybe y'all need to do a little something cheating if y'all want to actually finally win a championship in y'all lifetime. And stop having me to say the Falcons gone Falcon. Believe that. If you're still watching the show, speaking of the Falcons fans, do us one favor. Hey fans, hit the subscribe button in 3 seconds to make this Falcons fan sad. 3, 2, 1. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. The chat was lit. I wish we had this type of activity every week. To everybody who's true to the Jono Barnes Show, I appreciate y'all. To all the people who only come when they want to see the car crash, well, hopefully you enjoy the show, even if you're critical of what I do and my quote-unquote clickbait. Sean, we might not see you for a while. Shit may not see me for a while. I'm about to be a dad. So any final words you want to say before you take yet again another nice vacation?
I'm gonna just say this, bro. Even though we always have these expectations about these drafts and who's gonna be a bust, and we have to let the game play out, bro. You got to give these people at least. I'm always a big component of always give a rookie at least 1 or 2 years to at least prove themselves. After the second year, then you can kind of say if they're a bust or not. But I guess you got to give that quarterback a chance in New Orleans. I hope he does well for y'all, Jono, and the Saints community. I hope. But other than that, man, congratulations to everybody that got drafted, and proud moment, and I can't wait for the training camps and preseason and football to come back, man.
You were actually pretty reasonable tonight, Sean. I appreciate that. You actually can be a good co-host whenever you actually put effort into it. Unlike that other guy in Dallas right now. Ziggy, do you have any final words?
Final words is I appreciate everybody out there always showing love and everything. And
Hey Ziggy, does it make you feel good like whenever I do streams solo, like I did on Friday, and you said people in the chat saying I need to know what Ziggy's opinion is, like, to show how valuable you are.
Oh no, I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody always asking about me and different things like that. Hopefully I'll be able to meet some of you all in person. And to the Falcons fans that's in the chat, man, y'all are hilarious, bro.
No, they're not. All right,
I'm just saying, hold on, let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
Let me finish. I'm like, look, we exchanging pleasantries right now, but once the season start, man, it's over with. But definitely appreciate everybody. And definitely congratulate early congratulations to you, Jono, and Clarissa.
I appreciate that. You say it's back on for the Falcons for the regular season. Nah, this never stops for Jono.
Nah, man, some of these dudes funny. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, look, some of them
like
tune in more than the Saints fans. Some of them tune in more than the Saints fans in my show, so I actually can appreciate that. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching the show. This was actually one of my favorite shows. I can even say that in real time. Like, this was some fun conversation, and this is almost like a up yours to all the people who was in my comments on my YouTube video and on my mentions, saying I'm a clickbait and I only rant for views and not. Well, watch this show, motherfuckers, if y'all think that we can't have actual nuanced conversations. Sorry that we also bring entertainment. Sorry for us trying to entertain you guys, right? Like, here, excuse us, for wanting to make y'all lives a little bit better, bring some funny emotions and whatnot.
We even brought a Rams fan on the show for y'all for unbiased opinions.
We tried, good Lord have mercy. But to the fans who show out each and every week, I see y'all, man. Devin, I see you. Jerry, I see you. Even the Falcons fans. J-Dog, I see all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
What's up, Eddie?
Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. I can't promise that I'm gonna be on consistently because literally, what is it? Friday is May. That might be the month that the first ever This Shit More Than a Game certified baby makes its way into this world. And y'all will know when he makes his way into the world, Saints fans, because y'all might have a little jiggle in y'all step. Y'all foot may not be able to stop tapping. Y'all gonna be like, what's going on? They ain't even got no music playing, but y'all can't stop shaking. Y'all can't stop shaking, rattle, and rolling. Y'all know why?
Hey, bro, is this are you doing this because you seen Sinners and it was doing all that tap dancing and wiggling? Is that where you getting this from, Jono? Did you cry?
Boy, if you don't get
Make sure y'all go see Sinners. What a great movie that was. But Saints fans, when y'all start feeling that means that little Jono is coming. But Falcons fans as well. Y'all wake up. It's not even hot outside. Y'all a nice air-conditioned environment. You got a single strand of sweat coming down your face. Your heart is beating fast. You're like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? Please know it's because little Jono has made his way into the world, and this shit is going to be more than a game. I appreciate y'all. Put that bell notification on to know when we go live. I will be on live for the draft lottery. I might actually for the NBA draft lottery. Y'all thought my crash out for the Saints was bad. If we don't get a top 3 pick for the Pelicans, oh boy, watch out. I don't fake this stuff, folks. I do not fake this stuff. I'm giving y'all that warning right now. And I'm gonna try to maybe get some more special guests on the show. And I can't promise consistency because my life's about to be flipped upside down. But I will do my best to bring you guys that This Shit More Than a Game energy.
I can't wait to hear this, bro. I can't wait to hear these stories with Jono with the big. Hey, but I do have one last thing for you, bro.
Go ahead, Ziggy.
As
Close
someone
it out,
that's
Ziggy.
gonna have as of tomorrow, I will have a 10-year-old.
Oh, happy birthday to Izzy. Yeah.
Bro, time flies. Enjoy every single moment. Like, it's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait to hear you and Clarissa's stories of growing into parenthood and everything. And I think it's just gonna bring you and Clarissa even closer together, man. It's gonna be awesome.
I hope so, because right now she don't want nothing to do with me. She like, you put this in
Lord.
She 8 months pregnant. She got me in the living room saying, I can't believe we took Tyler's shirt. She like, what the hell did I think? What was I doing? We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Always and forever remember, it's shit more than a game.
There you go.
Juno.